Good early afternoon from UC Health Stadium in Florence, Kentucky, where today your Florence Freedom play not one, but two interleague games with their East Division foe, the Washington Wild Things. Hi, folks. Glad you could join us. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, going to bring you the action here in Game 2 of a weekend 4-game set between the Freedom and Things. Florence enters tonight's contest at 43-28 on the season. The Wild Things at 29-41. Been a very different season for both teams, but they both have really good offenses. And for the first time in about 2 weeks, the Florence Freedom flexed their muscle, showing theirs last night in a 10-5 victory over the Things in Game 1 of this 4-game weekend series. 10-5, the final score of that one. Plenty to get to, so let's dive right in as I bring my dad into the broadcast today. Welcome back, Dad. Glad to have you here. And we saw a complete team effort last night. George Foe, the lefty for the Freedom, stood on his head, saved the bullpen, went the distance. First Freedom pitcher to log a complete game in a 9-inning game this season. But it wasn't all about the pitching. The offense was electric as well, and really from the opening jump.
Yeah, Florence got out of the gate strong. It was good to see him score 10 runs last night, Aaron. 10 runs, 11 hits, and really it could even have been more. They did leave 10 runners on base, so there were base runners everywhere last night. They had a good offensive showing. They were helped by a lot of hit-by pitches. Five batters hit by pitches. Mix in the walks, an error. 20-plus base runners last night. 10 runs and a great pitching performance last night from George Foe. He was the man, towed the slab, as you say. And a 9-inning complete game is no small feat.
No, Foe was at 88 pitches going into the ninth, so he was even economical. He would end up getting that pitch count up. The Wild Things would pull within 5, but as I wrote in the game notes today, that final score not quite indicative of the way the game felt watching it. The Freedom were up 10-0 going into the final 3 outs in the 9th inning. Foe started to labor a little bit. He was tired, like I said, took one on the chin. Wanted to save the bullpen, a lot of baseball in a few amount of days. Foe did just that, allowed 5 runs. It was 2 home runs for the Wild Things, who with those 2 bombs now have moved in to first in all of the Frontier League with 61 home runs on the season. So couldn't keep them down for long. We talked on and on yesterday about the Wild Things offense, how good, dynamic they are 1 through 9. It didn't look like it through the first 8 innings, but we saw a little bit of that power last night.
Yeah, that's exactly. You got to give them credit in that Wild Things dugout. You're down 10-0 coming to bat in the 9th inning. What you're hoping is just a little spark. And baseball is such a mental game. You never know how that 5-run outburst in the 9th will possibly give them a little zip in their step coming into today with a whole lot different feeling, 10-0 versus 10-5 where you give up 5 in the 9th. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams start today and how that 9th inning carries over at all, if it does.
The Florence Freedom have looked very good in series and games against the Wild Things this season. They are now 6-1 against the team from Washington, PA. Hoping to improve to 7-1 today. What are your keys to success for the Freedom here in game number 2?
I think if you look at for the Freedom, they want to play Dennis Pelfrey's brand, right? He's going to count on Zach Spivey to stay within the formula, right? Pitch to contact. Spivey's got a good ERA this year, 2.76. That's really, it kind of makes you scratch your head when you see he's 0-4 with a sub-3 ERA.
Right.
So you need him to keep, pitch to contact, do your job, and on offense, continue to work the process that Dennis has, which is work the pitcher, get on base, because we know this team gives up runs. We know this pitching is their Achilles heel, and if you can jump on that early, I think that bodes well.
Zach Spivey will be on the bump for the Freedom here in Game 2. You heard the numbers, 0-4, 2.76 ERA. On the other side for the Washington Wild Things, it's a southpaw, and the first of 3 straight southpaws the Freedom will face to finish this weekend series. His name's Nick Wegman. He's 4-5 with a 3.34 ERA. Again, kind of like Spivey, the record's not going to blow you away, but you see the earned run average for a team that struggled with pitching all season. Wegman really hasn't been one of those guys, as the numbers tell you.
Yeah, if you follow the ERA, the Freedom win this game, 3.3 to 2.7, right?
Right.
If the starters go. But you never know, and this is what Florence has got. Looking at this schedule, I'm sure, Aaron, saying here comes these opponents from the East where they have feasted on the East, if you will. And that's been the story of the Frontier League Western Division this year. Beat each other up. There are such good teams in this division. When you get a chance to play a team from the East, especially a team in the bottom of that division, you've got to make hay. Looks like Florence got a gift last night. Do we have a loss? So now the lead is 3 games.
That's right.
Evansville lost last night, so now you got a 3-game lead here going into day 4 of the final month of the regular season.
Cannot draw it up much better. The Freedom have been the top team in the West Division all season long. It got a little bit hairy, but that kind of win last night, we talked about it a little bit in the post-game show. That's the kind of galvanizing victory that can lead to a winning streak for the Freedom. We'll hope that is certainly the case here in Game 1 of 2 to be played between the Freedom and Wild Things at UC Health Stadium this afternoon. It's a 12:05 first pitch here of Game 1 and a true day-night doubleheader. Game 2 will start at 6:05. Our broadcast will start at 5:50. So just setting the table, it's going to be a busy day full of baseball as the Freedom look to build off a complete team effort in last night's opener with the Wild Things. Dennis Pelfrey and Greg Langman meeting to go over ground rules right now at home plate. So let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup, starting with the Washington Wild Things, who will hit in the top of the first.
The Wild Things will have Ryan Cox leading off and playing shortstop. J.R. Davis playing second base, batting in the 2-hole. Shane Hughes hitting third, playing third for Washington. Hitting in the cleanup hole, Hector Roa, the power hitting right fielder. J.J. Fernandez will hit in the 5-hole, playing left field. Alex Murphy playing first base, hitting sixth. Cody Erickson, the designated hitter, batting seventh. Batting eighth, Cameron Baranik, the center fielder. And Drew Binney catching and hitting in the 9-hole. So for the Wild Things, it'll be Cox, Davis, Hughes, Roa, Fernandez, Murphy, Erickson, Baroni, and Benny.
We will now set the Florence Freedom defense in the top of the first inning. Starting with the outfield from left to right, Trevor Crayport can do it all. Has played the hot corner in each of his first 2 days with the Freedom, but today he's in left field. Brandon Pugh will get the start. He'll play center. Ricky Ramirez Jr. is going to hold it down in right. Double play duo up the middle, and only for the second time this season, the shortstop is not Austin Wobrock. Wobrock getting a second day off in a long, grueling 2019 season. It's Luis Pintor who will start the double play combination with Caleb Lopez at second base. Playing the hot corner, Taylor Bryant had a good night at the plate last night. Wore a couple of pitches, hit his 4th home run. He's playing third base. Connor Crane back in the lineup after a day off yesterday. He's back at first base. Zach Spivey will do the tossing of the baseball. His battery mate behind home plate, Jackson Pritchard. Home plate umpire calling the balls and strikes today, Jim Shaley. His partner on the bases will be Ben Levin. And with that, the Florence Freedom are taking the field. We are closing in on first pitch of Game 2 between the Freedom and Things. I will now send it to the voice of the Florence Freedom from the public address side, Aaron Lucan, who's about to send it down to the field for the playing of tonight's national anthem. right, it is almost that time. Freedom and Things in Game 2 of a 4-game weekend set right here at UC Health Stadium. Glad you could join us, folks. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, as we get set for, well, I guess you can call it the middle game of a 4-game series. It is Game 2, but it's Game 1 of 2 today. 2 9-inning games on tap. A rarity around the Frontier League. Usually doubleheader days mean you play a pair of 7s. Not today, when you have 2 different gate admissions, gate fees, allowing guys to come in for one game, come back for a second, or a new crop of fans to show up for Game 2. All of a sudden, that changes everything. You can play 2 9s at that point, and that's what's on tap tonight for the Freedom. They're leaning on the right-hander, Zach Spivey, here in Game 2 against the Washington Wild Things. 0-4, 2.76 ERA in his first pro season out of Weber International. In fact, he just wrapped up his collegiate career earlier this spring. He was the ace of that Weber International pitching staff, and he led him to the doorstep of the NAIA World Series this year. They lost to the eventual champion Tennessee Wesleyan. Fun fact for you, if you're new to the listening audience, Zach Spivey actually faced a teammate at one time this year, Tyler Reichenborn, who was a center fielder for Tennessee Wesleyan. In that last game, it was Wesleyan who ended up advancing to the NAIA World Series and winning it all. Zach Spivey got close, had some fun with Tyler Reichenborn while he was still in Florence. Tyler's killing it now, and the St. Louis Cardinals organization is sending up the ranks. But a fun little nugget, and more to come.
A nugget indeed. I'm usually nugget guy over here, but that was, you dropped a big one there right out of the gate.
A little bit of a new look lineup for Greg Langdon's Washington Wild Things here in game number 2. Ryan Cox is the leadoff hitter. He's in the box now. Washington in their alternate black road jerseys, gray pants. The Freedom rocking the red tops with white pants. Spivey with the knee-high solid red socks. Right-hander goes fastball on the first pitch and paints the outside edge. A called strike. 0-1. And we are underway at 12:07 in the PM. Right back to work is the right-hander. Quick consensus reach of Pritchard. He's going to work the inside corner this time, but not get the call. A hair off the plate. Back-to-back heaters going right after Ryan Cox, but the count evens up 1-1. 6th start for Spivey this season in search of that first pro win. Maybe he'll get a little offensive support to help him in his quest. Fastball misses off the plate. He'll fall behind 2-1. The ERA a lot more indicative of what Spivey has been than his record. He went 5 hitless innings against Southern Illinois on July 2nd, took a no decision that night as a fastball will miss off the plate. If there is one area in which Spivey has struggled in his first pro season, it is with the walks. 18 to 22 strikeouts. You like to see the ratio at 2-1. He's not quite there. 3-1 pitch is hit hard into right field, a base hit. Fastball had too much of the plate. Cox swinging away in the 3-1 hitter's count, and he's at first with a leadoff single.
That's the price you pay when you fall behind hitters. You get to this level and you get down 3-1, and certainly don't want to walk the leadoff hitter and get too much of the plate. Like you said, that's exactly what just happened, and he just roped it into right field. So a good start for Washington here with Cox on first base. And J.R. Davis strolling to the dish.
The Freedom have rolled 5 double plays in their last 3 games. They'll be looking for one of those right here as Davis is in the box. The runner at first and nobody out. Just underway in the top of the first. Spivey deals and runs a fastball too far inside. Did that get a piece of the pant leg?
Thought it did.
J.R. Davis started to walk towards first, but looks like he's going to hang in there. Very close to a hit batter. And in fact, now it looks like it will be called a hit batter. J.R. Davis taking his time. Just now tossing his bat toward the Wild Thing third base dugout and slowly making his way to first. Jackson Pritchard out to have a word with Zach Spivey. Washington set up early, runners at first and second, a single and an HBP for the visitors.
Wonder if we can get a do-over here, huh? You don't like the start to this game, a rocket base hit to right and a hit by pitch. The pitches become more stressful in this situation. It's kind of hot out here today, so pitch count, but sometimes it comes down to how many stressful pitches, and here we are in a stressful situation, 3 hitters into the game.
Shane Hughes, the new hitter, starting the heart for the Wild Things. Here's the first pitch to him. He swings to the comebacker right back to Spivey. He'll go to second base, but that's not who was covering second base. They'll get one out, and on to first base, not quite in time.
Yeah, that would have been your 1-6-3 double play. Spivey fielded a comebacker right to him, turned and fired to the second baseman, Caleb Lopez Jr. Caleb was not covering. Luis Pintor was covering, so the second baseman Lopez had to catch the ball, run over, and step on second, fired to first, and they still got the out at first base. It actually was a double play. So there's your 1-4-3 with a little drama in between.
Just what Spivey needed. It was a twin killing, and now in the box is Hector Roa as Spivey tries to escape the early jam. He'll miss outside of the first pitch fastball. Counts 1-0. Ryan Cox over at third base, but now suddenly 2 outs. Spivey got the comebacker he needed. Incredible, the Freedom were still able to roll that double play considering Caleb Lopez had to run to second base before tossing to first. Fastball runs too far inside. It's 2-0.
Obviously, you always want the shortstop to cover there because their momentum is heading towards first base, so they've already got all that momentum heading towards first. For the second baseman to have to sprint to the bag, plant, turn, and throw, and to still turn that, that's either really good defense or a really slow runner or a little bit of both.
I think a little bit of both. 2-0 is off the plate. Spivey being very careful with Hector Roa. He's behind 3-0.
That was something else. He just casually turned and fired it to Lopez, playing in his position at second base.
Fastball is going to find the outside corner at 88. Spivey starting to get loose. And starting that long trek back from 3-0. It's 3-1 now to Roa. Roa did hit his 13th home run of the season last night. A 3-run shot in that 5-run ninth for the Wild Things. 3-1 pitch. Fastball is very close to the inside corner. And that's going to be ball 4. Roa will take first base. You guys want to watch the game or us? Kudos whoever shot the text over that the camera was on us the whole time.
Our fans on social media are amazing. So thank you out there in Mason, Ohio.
So Roa walks. Runners are on the edges with 2 outs for J.J. Fernandez. Spivey not quite out of trouble yet.
I hope neither one of us picked our nose or anything there while that was going on. I can certainly say I didn't.
I think I'm good too there. First pitch to Fernandez splits the plate at 84. It's 0-1. Righty sets at his belt. The 0-1 offering to Fernandez popped up shallow in left field on the in trot. Trevor Crayport makes the catch, and Zach Spivey will dance out of trouble in the first. First 2 guys reach for the Wild Things on a single and a hit batter, but a double play turned the inning on its head. Spivey able to escape in a scoreless frame. Freedom to the plate, bottom 1, looking for the game's first run. Keep it locked right here on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Bill Cunningham, the Great American for the Roar Insurance Agencies. Over the last many years, Alvin Roar at Roar Insurance Agency has handled all my personal and business needs. They are a large and growing national insurance business located right here in Greater Cincinnati. Call the Roar Agency today at 513-985-4200 or go to roarins.com. Call Alvin Roar. Call the Roar Agency today.
At Compass Self Storage, we make it easier. We understand that storing your belongings is not a luxury, but a necessity. We're a proven self-storage leader focused on providing you with a friendly, professional, and clean place to store your items. Whether your concern is price, size, availability, or security, there is no need to look anywhere else. We provide it all. Give us a call today at any of our locations in Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, or visit our webpage at compassselfstorage.com. Mention this ad and get your first month's rent for free.
Taylor Truck and Auto Repair, servicing all your local automotive and towing needs. 24-hour roadside and towing assistance are available. AAA accredited, family owned and operated. We'll even throw in a 10% labor discount for active military and veterans. 151 Dozier Drive in Walton, Kentucky. Call 859-918-6122. That's 859-918-6122.
Time to take our first looks at the lefty Nick Wegman, who toes the slab for the Washington Wild Things here in Game 2 between the Freedom and Things. We're on the bottom of the first, and let's take a quick look at the Freedom 1 through 9 here today.
Yeah, quickly, the Freedom have Brandon Pugh leading off, playing center field. Caleb Lopez batting second, playing second. Trevor Crayport hitting in the 3-hole, playing left field. Number 10, Ricky Ramirez Jr. hitting fourth, playing right field. Luis Pintor playing shortstop. Kenny Mimersdorf in the designated hitter slot. Jackson Pritchard catching. Taylor Bryant hitting eighth at third base, and Connor Crane rounds out the order, batting ninth, playing first base.
First pitch fastball is on the outside corner, taken for a called strike by Brandon Pugh. Everybody getting a shot to be the leadoff man with Isaac Bernard out. Another fastball finds the outside edge. Pugh taking again, but falling behind 0-2 now. First opportunity to be the leadoff hitter for Brandon, but he does fit the mold. Very fast, good contact hitter. Goes after a breaking ball and skies a foul behind home plate. He'll stay alive in the 0-2 count. Handles the bat well, can lay down bunts. Really, he does fit the blend.
That's what you got to do as a leadoff hitter. Work the count. You got to have some speed. It helps if you're on the left-hand side of the plate, obviously. Be able to get a bunt down, be unselfish. So it's an important spot in a batting order.
0-2's just 86 on the radar gun. Wegman thought he had an early strikeout, but it's ball one to Brandon, 1-2. Aaron Brody and Troy Brody with you from UC Health Stadium. 2 games on tap tonight. Here's a comebacker back to Wegman. So one hopper. He'll set his feet, make a strong throw to first base in time to retire the speedy Pugh for out number 1. And Caleb Lopez to the plate next.
Yeah, it was a good hard 90 by Pugh there. Hit a comebacker, and he definitely was giving max effort on the way down the line.
Always. Caleb has taken to the 2-hole of late. Spent the majority of this 2019 season as the 3-hole man, but he did homer in his first at-bat in the first yesterday to help set the early tone offensively for the Freedom. First pitch fastball to him, runs outside for ball 1. Lopez now with 6 round trippers on the season. He's closing the gap on the club leader in homers, who will be in the 9 spot today, Connor Crane, who's still sitting at 9. Breaking balls on the outside edge. Lopez started to go, but laid off. It's called a strike anyway. 1-1. Wegman with a 3.34 ERA, a 4-5 record. Lefty has a full windup. Here is a line drive up the middle. Lopez through the hands and has himself an early base hit single. Lopez swinging a hot stick. Had a multi-hit game in his 17th of the season last night, and often rolling in the similar direction. 1 for 1 today to bring up Trevor Crayport with a man at first, 1 dead.
Yeah, you called it. Just kind of threw his hands at it. Literally guided the ball into center field. Looked like he got a pitch down and away and just worked the middle. And we all know, listening to Dennis Pelfrey talk, he likes guys to work the middle of the field, especially in certain counts. That was good execution there. A lot of guys are going to try to pull that ball and just roll over it and ground to short.
Wegman from the stretch for the first time will miss outside with a fastball to Crayport, who's ahead 1-0. Trevor getting the chance to rock the Thornton's promotional jersey today. Red top, black sleeves. Not that much different than the Freedom uniform, as they have elected to wear their alternate reds here today. Pitch is going to be down and away. Two balls, no strikes on Crayport, who got his first Freedom hit last night. Turned into his first multi-hit game with Florence. 2-0 on the way and up and out for ball 3. Wegman being very careful with Crayport, who's got a couple of hits, but has hit the ball hard about 70% of his at-bats over his first 3 games in Florence. Didn't get a lot to show for it early in his career. You can tell this guy's got plenty of pop. Here's a fastball that'll find the outside edge, make it from 3-0 to 3-1. No green light that time for Crayport. See if Wegman goes back-to-back fastballs in the zone, however, to this guy. Lefty set against his belt. Staring at Lopez at first. Lopez breaks for second base, and it's ball 4 up and out. Crayport works the walk. 5 pitches, all it took. And runners are at first and second for the Freedom, so the Wild Things threatened in their first at-bat, getting 2 men on early. They could not scratch across a run. Spivey able to pitch around the precarious situation. But the Freedom right
pretty
back.
big. He used to ground into that unprototypical 1-4-3 double play. Got him out of the first inning. Now we'll see what Wegman can do here.
It's Ricky Ramirez Jr. in the box. First pitch to Ricky in a lefty-lefty matchups, down and away. Wegman's lost the command. 1-0. Long looking for the sign with the lefty shaking 3 times. Now he sets his 1-0 offering, his line towards right field. This is going to get over the outstretched glove of J.R. Davis and land in right. Everybody's safe. 90 feet. Everyone advances. Base is now loaded with 1 out for Luis Pintor.
Yeah, Ramirez just blooped it into short right field there. The second baseman, J.R. Davis, had a beat on it, kind of had to lunge at the last second, but it fell just beyond his outstretched arm, dropped into short right field. No chance for Dennis Pelfrey to wave the runner home there as the right fielder was on the dead sprint in. Hector Roa came up with that ball and would have likely had a dead duck at home plate there had you tried to score, but cooler heads prevailed. Let's leave him loaded with 1 out.
And let's tune up Dennis Pelfrey, who's mic'd up in the third base coach's box.
1 out.
Wegman will start Pintor with a good breaking ball that Luis couldn't help himself but go after. Didn't touch it, however. It's 0-1.
Big swing right there, Louis. Now shoot the middle, baby.
We already mentioned it once, Pelf imploring everyone to shoot the middle.
You can hear it right there. It's great theater here.
Breaking ball is lined. It's a soft liner towards right field. This is going to drop in.
Hold up.
Hector Roa with the hose towards the plate. They got a shot at a force out here, and they got it. A late break from Caleb Lopez. He had to see it down in right field. It was another bleeder, so Roa wasn't all that far away in right. He's got a big-time arm, and he was able to get that baseball to the plate.
I was telling him it was down.
Well ahead of Lopez for a force out and a big second out for Wegman. Bases still loaded, but now 2 outs, and the score is still 0-0.
Yeah, that's just a bad break for the Freedom there. That ball was clearly down. You could hear Dennis Pelfrey telling his player, it's down, go. But Lopez kind of hung up at third base, thinking maybe the right fielder was going to make that play. And then once it dropped, you got a force out at home plate. It was literally a 9-2 force out.
Kenny Meimersdorf in the box now, and a tailing 2-seam fastball that broke immediately out of the hand. Will miss way outside.
So catcher Drew Benny there turned into a first baseman and did the stretch to make the play and keep his toe on the plate, just like throwing a runner out at first. Not often you see bases loaded, you get a base hit, but you have no RBI.
That's a rough break. 1-0's up. Chest high for ball 2 to Meimersdorf. Got to be careful with this guy. He's already got 3 doubles in his first 3 days with the Freedom. Had a 3 RBI night last night. He and Ricky Ramirez Jr. both plating 3 runs apiece in that 10-5 Freedom victory over Washington. The opener of this weekend series, now a 2-0 to Meimersdorf. He hacked at it off speed. Tough to pick up out of the hand, and Meimersdorf was well out in front. 2 balls and a strike. Crayport at third base, Ricky Ramirez Jr. at second, Luis Pintor at first, bags loaded in a 2-1 pitch. Foul tip back into the mitt of Benny. Meimersdorf another big swing, but the count evens up 2-2.
It's there, you got a good chance getting away from him.
Calling for a breaking ball. Pell thinks a breaking ball's coming here.
Saying it's got a good shot to get to the backstop. Wanting Crayport to be looking alive in case it does squirt back there to scratch across that game's first run. Instead, Meimersdorf chases an up-and-out fastball, doesn't touch it. Washington Wild Things will escape the jam just like the Freedom did. So a very eventful first inning, but all the while uneventful at the same time. We're still scoreless as we move to the second. Both pitchers standing strong in the face of adversity early at UC Health Stadium. Who did the Florence Freedom turn to when it was time to upgrade their scoreboard? Atlantic Sign Company. Through their branding expertise, innovation, and passion, Atlantic Sign Company will help you identify your business to your customers in a way that will exceed your expectations. From concept to the completion, their team will be with you every step of the way. Your sign represents you, your company, and your brand. So go where the Florence Freedom went for their scoreboard. Atlantic Sign Company.
Have you ever wondered what heaven tastes like? Today at the ballpark, we are giving you the opportunity to do just that. To delight your taste buds, we present Curd Town deep-fried cheese curds. These golden crispy morsels, with their gooey cheesy center, are the tasty treat that have all of the angels singing. After trying our delicious cheese curds, we can't promise you a halo, but we do guarantee a joyful stomach and a cheesy smile.
Today's game is sponsored in part by Clark Dietrich Building Systems, a military-friendly employer. Clark Dietrich offers a comprehensive lineup of steel construction products and services across the United States and abroad. Using cold-formed steel, we manufacture innovative products for interior framing and finishing, exterior framing, floor and roof framing, as well as clips, connectors, metal lath, barrier mesh, and accessories. For more information, visit our website at www.clarkdietrich.com.
Freedom leave 3 men on in their first at bat. We move to the second, scoreless. Zach Spivey back on the bump. Squaring off first with Alex Murphy, the Wild Thing first baseman. An early fastball is going to miss below the knees for ball one. To Murphy. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, with you from UC Health Stadium. Second pitch on the way. Line shot to left field, a base hit. Alex Murphy has had a good series. 2 hits last night. An early single for him here in game number 2. Runner at first base, nobody out for the Wild Things.
Yeah, Murphy at 2 for 4 last night. Gets up there and just rockets a base hit to left here his first time up. So 3 for 5 in the series, proven to be a tough out for the Freedom in that 6-hole. That'll bring up the designated hitter Cody Erickson here, hitting in the 7-hole. Runner on first, nobody out.
Greg Langman trying to hide Erickson down in the order. He was hitting in the 3 spot just yesterday. Early fastball at 88 on the inside black for a called first strike. Erickson with the best batting average on the club.
Yeah, he was 309 coming into last night.
307 today, and actually J.R. Davis has passed him, so that's bad information. Here's a line drive foul on the third base side. Close to extra bases, but a second strike on Erickson.
Erickson singled in the 9th inning last night, right before Hector Roa lifted off the 3-run blast to make it 10-3.
Erickson would still be the man with the best batting average amongst men with qualified at-bats. J.R. Davis only in his 11th game with the Wild Things, now with a slightly better average, 318, as the fastball is fouled out of play. Count remains 0-2 to Erickson. This is game number 49 for the catcher, today DH. Davis, the newcomer. Spivey sets at his belt. He's way ahead 0-2. Got a fastball in on the hands, jam shot. Lopez going to let it bounce. He'll go to second for 1, but Erickson hustling. He'll stay out of the double play. Lopez has done that before. Wanted to get the lead runner in case the batter gave up on contact and was walking or slowly trotting towards first. Lopez will try to turn it into a double play, make it a damaging non-hustle situation, but Erickson was sprinting down the line. So it's a fielder's choice. Erickson at first base, 1 out.
Yeah, no chance for a double play there. Just a little bloop out to second base. That a nice little soft 1 bouncer to him. Took forever to get to Lopez at second. So all you can hope for there, get the force, which they did. No chance. I don't even think they tried to throw to first after that.
Cameron Baronic in the box. Fastball missed outside on the first pitch to him. Pritchard's going to set up in for the 1-0. Here it is. Lifted in the air to center field. Deepest part of the park in the right place for this long fly ball. Brandon Pugh underneath. He'll make the catch. 2 dead as Erickson trots back to first.
Yeah, Baronic last night hit that second home run in the 9th inning to make it 10-5 before Brett Maher grounded out to short to end the game. So getting good swings here, Washington is. So the little momentum that they possibly built in the 9th inning last night appears to be carrying over because they're getting good swings today. Even their foul balls seem to be well struck and on a line.
First pitch, swing and a miss. Drew Binney falls behind 0-1. 9-hole man in the box for the Wild Things. Back to their top and Ryan Cox. Should they get there here in the second? Slow chopper, but foul at the third base side. Spivey starting to pound the zone. Struggled with some command early. Had a walk and a hit batter. That first inning for the Wild Things. But all over the zone and ahead of hitters, and his job gets a lot easier when that's the case. And he becomes that much more difficult to do anything with offensively when he can pick his pitch. Been able to do that a lot in this inning. Less of a threat here, just a man at first base and 2 dead as Spivey lowers the hands to the ready ahead of his 0-2 offering. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, no doubt, called strike 3. No argument from Drew Binney. Better inning for Zach Spivey, but they were both shutout frames. Looking like he's getting in a groove as the Freedom come to the plate, bottom 2. No score at UC Health Stadium. Keep it right here on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Can't carry a bowling ball in a plastic bag. Can't rub plastic bags together to make fire. Can't turn them into swim trunks. And you can't put plastic bags in your Rumpke recycling container. Visit Rumpke.com for recycling do's and don'ts. Learn more at Rumpke.com.
Make your recycling count. Rumpke.
Hey Freedom fans, let's play a game of Did You Know, courtesy of Life Center. Did you know organ and tissue donation is life-saving and life-changing for thousands of people? How about that more than 600 people in greater Cincinnati are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant? You can change someone's life with a simple yes when you go to renew your driver's license or state ID. Say yes and register to be a donor. Visit lifepassidon.org for more information or to register online. Life. Pass it on. You belong at Citi. We are now hiring customer service agents to join the team at our Florence, Kentucky Customer Contact Center. Working at Citi certainly has its perks: tuition reimbursement, great pay, business casual dress code, and benefits day one. To discover a career at Citi and join our remarkable team, visit jobs.citi.com/Florence. That is jobs.citi.com/Florence. Citi is an equal opportunity employer. Bottom third of the Freedom order due up. Bottom 2. No score between the Freedom and Wild Things in game number 2. Their weekend 4-game set. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, with you from UC Health Stadium. It's Jackson Pritchard to lead things off for Florence. Taylor Bryant after him. Connor Crane rounds out the due-up trio of hitters. Lefty Nick Wegman danced out of trouble in his first frame. Bases were loaded, but no runs crossed. Freedom leaving 3 men on base in their first at bat. First pitch to Jackson Pritchard's a fastball that'll miss outside for ball 1.
Yeah, if you're keeping score at home, that's now 13 runners the Freedom have left on base in 10 innings.
Fastball is on the outside corner on the second offering to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. They've left a village on base, and yet they still scored 10 runs last night.
Yeah, so that you're not knocking that. 10 runs is great. It just makes you realize how much more that could have been.
Breaking balls down for ball 2.
Those don't haunt you much in a 10-run game, but when you get into close games, those runners left on base, that's a stat that managers do not like to see.
Wegman struggling to locate the breaking ball. He bounced another one at home plate. Pritchard ahead, 3 balls and 1 strike. Leading off the bottom of the second. This one's going to be a cross, no question about it. Lefty's into the windup. Fastball's fouled straight back towards us. Now a full count with Jackson Pritchard.
Have you had one come in the booth before?
Not in my 3 years.
I mean, you look at the netting in front of us. There is an opportunity if one was blooped just right backwards, it could get in here. But
Line drive off the bat of Pritchard, but backwards and off the netting. We've gotten closer than I've ever been a couple different times this year. but there's never actually been a ball in my 3 years land in this press box. Payoff pitch on the way to Pritchard. A fastball got him up in the zone again. Wegman strikes out Jackson and brings up Taylor Bryant.
Yeah, Wegman just went with the high heat there. Pritchard took a mighty rip, but it was so tough to lay off that high fastball. A lot of guys struggle with that. A lot of pitchers will go to it when a guy's down on the count. There's more hitters than you would probably know that have a hard time laying off that high one. Got it past him.
First pitch on the way to TB. It's up and out for ball one. Taylor's average just at 185. He's got good pop, 4 homers, 16 RBIs, bit of a platoon player. Whether it's a platoon with Luis Pintor at third base or Connor Crane at first. Breaking balls too far in. Taylor in a good spot, 2-0. He was in the hitter's count yesterday when he absolutely demolished his 4th home run of the season. The only question was whether or not it was going to stay fair. It was a moonshot that landed in the parking lot, well beyond the left field wall. 2-0 fastballs on the outside edge to make the count 2-1.
Yeah, that was the prototypical no-doubter. The only question last night on that one was fair or foul. It was leaking. It was hooking and hooking, but fortunately for the Freedom, it stayed fair and landed about, seemed like 400 feet away.
Breaking balls on the outside corner to even the count 2-2. Yeah, I don't even know where that ball landed. Maybe in somebody's den. Wegman's answered with 2 straight in the zone. He's evened the count. Lefty rocks in the windup again, but misses up and out.
Trying to read the dimensions here in the ballpark in left field. Can you make that out?
325.
325 down the lines, 395 to dead center. I don't think the power alleys are marked, but probably 370.
3-2 pitch is lifted high in the air on foul ground, first base side. Looking like it's going to find the seats, and it will.
I'm sitting here trying to do the math in my head, wondering if that ball he hit last night would have cleared in center field. At 395.
Boy, I think it had a good shot. But disappeared in the sky.
You knew where it was hit. You knew it was to left, so it was clearly going to be out of here. Well above the foul pole. Those are a little dicey for umpires sometimes to make that call. You know, is it fair, is it foul when it's that high in the air? But
payoff on the way. Line drive towards right center field, but Hector Roa is going to be able to cut it off. Make the catch. Not a bad approach from Taylor Bryant, looking to go backside, but he may hit it too hard. 2 dead.
especially here with just 2 umpires, you know, in Major League Baseball, you'll have an umpire down the lines. That sole responsibility is making that call fair or foul. This one's made, of course, in the spot last night, it's made by the home plate umpire. He has the best angle and did the old home run circle with the right hand, much to all of our enjoyment.
First pitch, a strike on the outside corner to Connor Crane. Crane's flat out due for a big blast, speaking of homers. Still sitting on 9. Chopper foul past third.
You think of home runs, what would the league leader have?
15.
15 leads the league.
15 in the league, yep. Crane's last homer July 21st in a home game against Evansville. Got 2 pretty quick back-to-back. He had that grand slam in the Crusher series as a fastball's at the shoulders. He started to go, but didn't cross. It's 1-1. Reaching out, hitting a soft liner towards left center is Crane. This one's going to get down. It's a line drive in the box score, and Connor's aboard. A 2-out single. You never know how sparks get started. Back to the top, and Brandon Pugh, the man at first.
Yeah, you got a good sense of the power that Crane has there. He took a pitch that was off the plate considerably and just had enough power to pull that thing into left center field. Not an easy pitch. Might have been easier just to take that pitch or take that ball where it's pitched and guide it into right, but just overpowered it and roped it into left.
Whatever works. First pitch on the way to Brandon. He squared around to bunt. Breaking ball was off the outside edge. However, element of surprise could be shot. There are 2 out, so not a sacrifice situation. It was because of the fact Shane Hughes was playing a mile deep at third base. Brandon Pugh's speed, had he got a pitch he could lay one down with, he would have. He's going to drag bunt to first base. Fielding it slowly is Alex Murray, and he's not going to have the baseball as he starts his momentum towards first. Everybody's safe. Brandon Pugh, the drag bunt, and the threat will increase for the Freedom here in the second after 2 quick outs.
Yeah, he squared around a bunt on the previous pitch, and we're sitting there thinking he's not bunting. There's 2 outs and a runner on first base. He was just trying to pull the third baseman in, we thought, but sure enough, a tremendous drag bunt there. And what happened there at first base is Alex Murphy committed the cardinal sin. You got to pick up the ball first and then run to the bag. Tried to do both at the same time and tried to lunge for first before he had control of the ball. Probably would be a bump base hit. I don't know that they would have got him anyway. He was flying down the line. He really did bunt that in a perfect spot.
First pitch fastball is on the outside corner to Caleb Lopez. It'll be 0-1, and that will be a bunt single for Brandon Pugh. Not because of the bobble at all, just because of the fact that even if Murphy fields it clean, Pugh's going to beat him to the base. 1-0, or the 0-1 rather. Off the plate, now we're evened up 1-1.
That's what you want to do when you're going to drag bunt. There's a couple things you got to get done. You got to clear the pitcher. He did get it past the pitcher, and he pulled the first baseman well off the bag to field it. So, yeah, even if he feels that, he's not going to win the foot race to first base. It was really well positioned. It just looked awkward because he ran to first and didn't even have the ball.
1-1's fouled back to the screen. Makes the count 1-2. There are 2 outs, but 2 men on for the Freedom. Crane at second, Brandon Pugh at first.
It's an example of what speed does to you, Aaron. Murphy was just so concerned about the speed of Pugh. He had to hurry and field that ball and run to first and got a little bit discombobulated out there.
Certainly did.
How about a discombobulated reference early in the game?
Well done. 1-2's up and out. Evens the count 2-2. Deuces all over the board. Lopez getting a lot of opportunities of late. Guys on base. That's exactly what you want to see. One of the more reliable run producers for Dennis Pelfrey's Freedom. He's got 33 RBIs this year. 2-2s off the plate. Good take. Full count. Long looking from the lefty Wegman. And a big pitch to Caleb Lopez coming up. Fastball is fouled away off the right side. Runner is taking off on the pitch, but everyone has to go back. Lopez 1 for 1. He's already got a single under his ledger today. Single here. Give a Freedom the lead. Payoff pitch, line foul towards right again. We'll do it again. Freedom already out of the gates with 4 hits for their first inning and 2/3 of offense. Had 12 hits last night to account for their 10 runs. Couple of bombs. This guy at the plate had one of them. Another payoff, another foul ball. And Lopez looking down at the mitt of the catcher, Drew Binney. I think maybe he thought that could have been catcher's interference. But it's not called here. Just another 3-2 foul ball that'll earn Lopez yet another payoff pitch from Nick Wegman. Pair of singles in the inning for the Freedom. Crane and Pugh both with 1 baggers. And standing at first and second. Lefty working really slow out there on the bump. Another payoff down in the turf. Lopez knew to lay off. Bags loaded again. The Freedom have had the bases loaded in each of their first 2 at-bats. They weren't able to score in the first. They'll try to change that here in the second, but there are 2 outs to muddy the waters as Kenny Meimersdorf, or rather Trevor Crayport, steps in the box. Meimersdorf got to wear the Thornton's jersey last night. It's Crayport today. And the 3-hole man's in the box.
Yeah, they had the bases loaded in the last inning with 1 out. Now they've got it with 2 outs, so a little tougher task, but you got your 3-hitter Trevor Crayport at the plate, who walked his last time up.
Goes after a first pitch breaking ball and hits a line drive over the netting immediately to our right. Another close call, but still no baseballs have landed in the press box.
Probably a greater than 0 chance it won't happen today. If it hadn't happened in 3 years, is it going to happen today, right? But law of averages may say
we're due.
We're due.
0-1 is foul tipped into the mid of Benny. Big swing from Crayport. Got a piece. There's a second strike. Another golden opportunity where Three-Hole can find some outfield turf. He will not. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Crayport down on strikes, clarifying if that would have been in the zone. And I believe it would have been. So a wise idea to go after it, but Crayport couldn't touch it. The Freedom will leave 3 more on base. 6 total through their first 2 at-bats as we go to the third scoreless. Are you craving the crispiness of Donato's pizza and the creaminess of Witt's custard? Visit a one-stop shop for both cravings in Independence, Kentucky. Haven't had the chance to try Witt's yet? Well, you're in luck. Stop by the First Baseline concessions and get a scoop of made fresh daily Witt's custard today. Donato's Pizza and Witt's Custard of Independence are proud supporters of Tasty Za, delicious desserts, and Florence Freedom Baseball.
Florence Freedom fans, Walt Kelsey here for Kelsey Chevrolet on Route 50 in Lawrenceburg. Proud sponsor of your Florence Freedom. We're just 15 minutes from Florence. Take 275 west to the Lawrenceburg exit. We can handle all your automotive needs. Sales, service, parts, and body shop. We are family owned and operated, and we offer a fresh approach. We'll treat you like family. Find new roads at kelseychev.com.
We are Kelsey Chevrolet, from our family to yours.
Chris Collinsworth here. Western and Southern can help you translate your financial needs. Start with a free, no-obligation insurance checkup. It doesn't take long, and it's a great way to find out how to protect your family's future. Talk to a financial translator today.
Call our Northern Kentucky office at 859-426-3300. That's 859-426-3300 for your free, no-obligation review.
Compensated endorser, Western and Southern Financial Group, Cincinnati, Ohio, R5-1307.
Ryan Cox in the box to lead things off for the Washington Wild Things. We move to the third, and Zach Spivey is going to miss with a fastball. Now it's called an outside strike. We'll take that strike from Jim Shaley. 0-1 the count on Cox. As a righty comes to an immediate consensus. Offers pitch number 2. This will be down and away. To even the count 1-1, Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody. Here at UC Health Stadium, Game 2 underway between the Freedom and Things of 4 here in Florence over the weekend. Spivey's 1-1. It's down and away for ball 2. Cox 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. His debut in the series. Here in game 1 of 2 today.
Single, made it all the way to third, but could not score.
2-1 pitch, right down Broadway. Taken, 2-2. Pritchard's going to set up out with that wide stance behind the plate. 2-2. A little soft liner into left field, but Trevor Crayport in a couple steps, then back one. Makes the catch to retire Cox for out number 1.
That's about as routine as they come there. The scouting report paid off. Literally, Crayport caught that in his tracks. Literally didn't have to move, maybe a half step in. Wasn't hit hard. Not going to find more of a routine play than that.
That's what Spivey's after. First pitch swinging, a chopper towards Zach. Freedom think it's a fair baseball. J.R. Davis seemed to think he fouled it off his foot. And out is going to be the call. He was lobbying hard for that. Never set the bat down. Face-to-face with Jim Shaley the entire time that play was made. It was Spivey to Crane, 1-3 for out number 2. Spivey just a couple of pitches here, and already 2 outs. Shane Hughes in the box next.
Yeah, J.R. Davis, that's 2 straight at bats where he had an oddity in the batter's box. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and just stood there in the box where there was some delay over whether he got hit or not. And here he hits a little chopper out in front of the plate and decided just to stand there and watch it, hoping he would get a break and umpire might call it a foul ball.
Early heater missed in to Hughes, who's ahead 1-0.
So I guess she'd say that's 2 plays in a row. That couldn't be any easier to make than that. When someone's not even going to run, you're not going to not get that out.
Spivey evens it up with a fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hughes. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Fastball's just a hair off the inner half.
You know, it's funny, we brought that up last night. Sometimes a hitter will swing and it'll foul off their foot, and even though it rolls in play, everybody knows it's foul. This here was the same thing, but it didn't hit him. It just rolled out in front of the plate, and he just didn't watch.
2-1 is lined to center, but Brandon Pugh is going to track it down in left center. Makes a catch in the power alley. Hughes hit it hard, but it's a 1-2-3 frame for Zach Spivey, who is starting to get in a groove at UC Health Stadium. 3 straight zeros on the board. That makes it 11 of the last 12 innings with a Freedom on the bump. Shutout frames against this really dynamic offense for the Wild Things. Let's see if the Freedom can score the game's first run and their 3rd opportunity next at UC Health Stadium.
It's not just a truck. It's a way of life. It's who you are. It's proud, free, wild. It's a brotherhood. The Brotherhood of Tacoma. For over 50 years, Toyota has built the best, most durable, go anywhere, do anything trucks money can buy. That's the Toyota Tacoma. The truck that feels like it was built for you, because it is. Built in the USA. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Find out more at your Toyota dealer or buy at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Bored? Looking for something different and exciting to do? Come to Full Throttle Indoor Karting and experience pure racing exhilaration. 40 miles per hour on huge indoor tracks. That'll do it. Full Throttle Indoor Karting has something for almost everyone. Check it out at GoFullThrottle.com. Come alone or bring your friends. With 2 locations, Springdale near Dave & Buster's and Florence just off the Turfway exit. We're close by. Full Throttle Indoor Karting. GoFullThrottle.com.
Right now at Fazoli's, get the $5 lunch. Pick 2 Fazoli's favorites, like our fettuccine Alfredo and a side Caesar salad. Or get lasagna with meat sauce and a slice of pepperoni pizza, plus a drink, all for $5. That's right, just $5. Choose from over 450 tasty combinations and get our unlimited signature garlic breadsticks when you dine in. Make plans to enjoy the $5 lunch at Fazoli's today. Fazoli's, life is better with breadsticks. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.
Ricky Ramirez Jr. in the box to get things going for the Freedom. Bottom 3, no score. And an early breaking ball from the lefty Nick Wegman. Crosses on the outside corner. Ramirez behind in the count, 0-1. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, with you from UC Health Stadium in Florence, Kentucky. Another beautiful day for baseball. Game time temperature is 82 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Here's a swing and a slow chopper towards first. Murphy's going to field. Flip underhand style to the pitcher who's covering first base. Ricky lays out, but Wegman wins the race. Out number 1. 3-1.
Yeah, that'll raise the debate. Is it better to run through the bag at first base or do the headlong dive? There's difference of opinion out there on that. Ricky he knew it was going to be a close play, chose to dive at the last second, and he's out.
In steps Luis Pintor. Wegman rocks into the windup. Pintor showed bunt but pulled back as the fastball was down and away.
I've always kind of said run through. It's quicker unless you're trying to evade a tag or having to get down around a sweep tag. But a lot of guys do it, so I'm not saying certainly that I'm right.
The 1-0's on the inside corner for a called strike. I have a hard time believing that it's not faster if you lay out hands first, lunging. Fastball's off the plate, 2-1. But I don't know. I mean,
But it's that moment that you're sprinting where you decide I need to dive.
You kind of slow up.
Do you have to
your
slow a
steps
little
I
bit
know,
to
you
get your step in line? Think of a 100-yard dash. Would the guy dive at the tape at the end or run through it? You know,
yeah, run through it. Here's his chopper to short. Charging in his Cox will throw on the run. Pintor gunned out 6-3 for out number 2. Yeah, I was never a big diver into first base guy myself, but I do think in a big spot.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's great effort. It's you know, they're believing.
Plus, if you're running and you make the decision to dive, can't you in the middle of running all of a sudden you lay out, your arms are reaching out, so you're longer at that point. You're not upright. You're longer. You're reaching. All you got to have is your fingertips on the base.
But you got to dive down. You just can't lunge straight ahead and get your hands above the bag. You know, you've got to go down and touch the bag. It's things that have been debated many times by many people. But
Early
again,
breaking balls off the plate to Meimersdorf. Now a fastball is going to miss up for ball 2. 2-0, good hitters count to a good hitter. Got 3 doubles already. Looking for his first hit today. Struck out to end the Freedom threat.
But in Pintor's defense, a lot of guys do it. So we are certainly not saying he shouldn't have. There's a lot of guys that do that. So there's something to it.
Fastball's out. Going to be 2-1.
Be a good little nugget for you to bring up to Dennis sometime in your coach's show. What are your thoughts on a guy diving at first, just to see what his take is on it?
Not a bad idea. Count evens up 2-2 as a breaking ball found the inside edge to Meimersdorf. Who didn't like the call, will step out, collect himself, and re-cinch up the batting gloves before he gets back in there in an even 2-2 with Wegman. Both pitchers trying to work into a lather here in the third frame. Clean inning so far for Wegman. May have had the 1-2-3, a mile-high pop-up on the infield. At third base shielding the sun is Shane Hughes, and he'll glove it for out number 3. So for the first time today, the Freedom go 1-2-3 in their third at-bat. So we will move stalemated in a scoreless tie to the top of the 4th at UC Health Stadium. You're listening to Florence Freedom Baseball, presented by Titan Mechanical Solutions.
Substation 2 has been bringing Florence the freshest food at the lowest prices since 1981. You've tried the rest, now come taste the best fresh sliced sub sandwiches anywhere. Substation 2 was voted the best sub sandwich in Northern Kentucky by Northern Kentucky Magazine in 2016. Let Substation cater your next event. Give us a call at 859-371-9490 or come visit us at 7905 Dream Street in Florence. Substation 2, quality at a price you can afford.
Can't carry a bowling ball in a plastic bag. Can't rub plastic bags together to make fire. Can't turn them into swim trunks. And you can't put plastic bags in your Rumpke recycling container. Visit Rumpke.com for recycling do's and don'ts. Learn more at Rumpke.com.
Make your recycling count. Rumpke.
This is Ryan Quarles, your Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture, here to remind you to buy Kentucky Proud at your local grocery, restaurant, and farmers market. When you buy Kentucky Proud, you're buying fresh, delicious foods for your family. And you're helping Kentucky farm families make a living. Ask for Kentucky Proud by name and look for Kentucky Proud products at kyproud.com. Buy Kentucky Proud.
Freedom trying to improve to 5-3 in day games in 2019. Early start. A 12:07 first pitch today. One of 2 games to be played at UC Health Stadium on this lovely Saturday. Zach Spivey back on the bump. Facing Hector Roa to start the top of the 4th. And how about this hack from Roa on the first pitch fastball? He put everything he had into it, but he came up empty and falls behind 0-1. It's been more of the same for Spivey today. 3 straight zeros on the board, but 3 straight zeros offensively for him. In this scoreless game, breaking ball, looking for that backdoor breaker. But it's off the plate, 1-1.
It was breaking back, just not enough.
Spivey always from the stretch and working on the first base side of the rubber. He's open when he sets. Now a breaking ball, slow chopper to short, racing in Pintor, cutting him off at third base, on to first, Taylor Bryant. He does that a lot. 4 shortstops on the infield and all. Taylor Bryant's one of them. He got there before Luis Pintor could, cut him off, made the play, and just in time. Pintor will give him a pat on the back, say, thanks, man. I was playing a little deep at short. Bryant to save the day.
Yeah, you had a feeling either one of those guys could have made that play. It would have been a much tougher play for the shortstop, Luis Pintor, as deep as he was playing. But Bryant, like a good third baseman will do, tracked that thing down, had great momentum, and fired across his body like you would picture a third baseman doing on the run. It's a good play.
First pitch swinging, and J.J. Fernandez will hit a slow tapper towards the Freedom dugout. 0-1. Fernandez 0 for 1, flew out to left his first time up. That's where this fly ball's headed. Twisting towards the seats, however, and it's going to find its way out of play into the 5th row. Quickly 0-2. Spivey ahead of Fernandez with 1 out, nobody on, and the visitor side of the 4th. JJ did have a double last night. His 1 hit in the opener. 0-2's way outside for ball 1.
Yeah, a little more outside than he wanted. You'd like to kind of tease the hitter on a waste pitch there, but that was well off the plate.
Just lost the handle. Pritchard setting up in for the 1-2. It's rolled over, but foul. Off the foot, and in serious pain is J.J. Fernandez, who's now on his backside on the other side of the plate. He's a switch hitter hitting from the left side against a righty Spivey, but he is now walking rather gingerly up the third base side.
Yeah, that hurts. That dropped him like a shot. He's still struggling.
He's having a lot of difficulty putting any weight on that front left ankle, and he is down again. The trainer for the Washington Wild Things are going to have to come out and take a look at their All-Star and the MVP of the All-Star game in Rockland County, J.J. Fernandez, who is writhing in pain.
Looks like it got him on the top of the left foot up near the ankle. That's where they appear to be. He tried to walk it off and do the thing where you just kind of limp around and walk in a little bit of a circle there, and finally just...
And he did that twice.
Yeah.
Ended up sitting down in both instances. Washington certainly hopefully will stay in the game. Everybody wants to see him be okay. Fernandez back to his feet. Now he's walking a little bit better, but not much.
Hands on his knees, kind of bent over at the waist, just trying to gather himself. Everybody taking the opportunity here to have a meeting, right? You got Jackson Pritchard and Zach Spivey out of the mound chatting. Luis Pintor and Trevor Bryant have huddled together between short and third, and they're going to chat things out. And over at first base, you got Connor Crane chatting with the first base umpire and the first base coach. A lot of meetings going on right now. I wonder what they're all talking about out there.
Everybody utilizing this time to talk about their plans for later. Of course, probably don't have many plans. Another game to play at 6:05 tonight. And the finale of the series tomorrow at 5:35. So Fernandez is going to be okay. He's in a 1-2 count. Took a little bit of time, but sometimes that's all you need. A little bit of time to let the pain go away.
Yep. Meanwhile, all the meetings have adjourned and everybody back in their spot, ready for battle.
Freedom playing deep up the middle with Pintor and Lopez. A couple steps behind the bags on the corners as well. Here's the 1-2 to Fernandez. Did he go around too far? Yes, he did. He's down on strikes, and he is still far from 100%. Looked like he may have aggravated his ankle injury, just squishing the bug there on that swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 quick outs for Spivey. And a tough hitter in Alex Murphy to the plate.
Yeah, you could see on that swing that Fernandez is still feeling the effects. A hobbled kind of limp back to the dugout, so you have to wonder if we'll see him back out in left field when the Wild Things take the field in the 5th.
First pitch on the way to Murphy, a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. The 0-1 delivery rolled over to third, played on a backhand by Taylor Bryant, hugging the line. Long throw across the diamond, pulled Crane off the bag, but he has time to shimmy over and step on the base before Murphy arrives. And that'll do it. Another quick inning for Zach Spivey. He's faced the minimum in 2 straight. And back to the plate are the Freedom in the home side of the 4th, still 0-0 in Florence.
Points, cash, gear, sports. With a Dick's Scorecard, you earn points on all your purchases and get 3% back in rewards and access to exclusive deals and events. It's simple. Points lead to cash to buy gear so you can play more sports. Get your Dick's Scorecard and start earning reward certificates today. Every season starts at Dick's.
At Compass Self Storage, we make it easier. We understand that storing your belongings is not a luxury, but a necessity. We're a proven self-storage leader focused on providing you with a friendly, professional, and clean place to store your items. Whether your concern is price, size, availability, or security, there is no need to look anywhere else. We provide it all. Give us a call today at any of our locations in Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, or visit our webpage at compassselfstorage.com. Mention this ad and get your first month's rent for free.
Have you ever wondered what heaven tastes like? Today at the ballpark, we are giving you the opportunity to do just that. To delight your taste buds, we present Curd Town deep-fried cheese curds. These golden crispy morsels, with their gooey cheesy center, are the tasty treat that have all of the angels singing. After trying our delicious cheese curds, we can't promise you a halo, but we do guarantee a joyful stomach and a cheesy smile.
The 4th inning has been a good one for the Freedom offensively this season. They'll hope that stays the case. In a 0-0 game, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Jackson Pritchard in the box to face Nick Wegman first. An early breaking ball is taken low for ball 1. The 4th inning is the best inning for the Freedom offensively. They have scored 46 runs in this frame. Breaking ball is popped up. First base side, but this is going to find its way out of play. Count evens up 1-1. In fairness, the 2nd and the 4th are equally the best, with 46 runs scored here in 2019. That is their best production in any one inning. They've done it twice. The 2nd and 4th, 46 runs. They like to get that second time through the batting order. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. 1-2 now the count on Pritchard.
Yeah, I think that's what that stat tells you. Second time through the order. You've seen the guy one time.
Fastball is taken at the shoulders to even the count 2-2. Yeah, the pitcher usually has the edge that first time through. You're not sure what he's throwing. You're charting, picking up tendencies. That second time through, things change. Breaking ball called strike 3. No change for the Freedom offensively to start the 4th, as Nick Wegman is starting to really iron it out. Stranded 6 runners on base in the first 2 Freedom at bats, but worked a 1-2-3 third and has retired 4 straight as Taylor Bryant comes to the plate.
Bryant flew to right.
First pitch swinging and a sky-high pop-up on the infield. It's at second. J.R. Davis will make the play. 2 outs.
Just as I was saying, flew to right his first time up and popped out to second here in the second. So that'll bring Connor Crane to the plate. Hitting in the 9 hole. He singled and reached third base in that second inning. That the Freedom left the bases loaded. Pulled that outside pitch into left field, kind of showing off the power he's got. You wouldn't think you can show off your power on a single, but that swing was a good example of just how strong he is to get that over the shortstop's head with where that ball was pitched.
They'd take that again as a fastball misses at his eyes. Zach Spivey certainly in a groove. Might not take much for the Freedom offensively, but it will take at least one. As the fastball misses out for ball 2.
Yeah, we were talking about that between innings. Spivey a little struggle in the first inning.
2-0 pitch, make it 3-0. This breaking ball never had a chance. 57-footer down for ball 3.
Or actually, Y-game we're talking about. We were just talking about pitchers in general, how sometimes that first inning is rough for you. You just got to get things figured out and settle into a groove. Both these guys appeared to have found that groove.
Until now, 4 straight. Connor Crane will take first base. Good speed aboard for the Freedom as they roll their lineup card over. Brandon Pugh back to the plate. The leadoff man, the 2 outs. Crane at first. But yes, I could certainly relate to that in my stellar playing career. That first inning was always the worst. Getting the first 3 outs, getting in the rhythm. And then I was clearly unhittable from the second through the rest of the way.
That's what's tough on these relievers. They got to come in and be hot. You learned a lot about that when you played college ball.
Did I ever. Crane takes off on the first pitch, up through the chute and a hose to second, but not in time. Crane, a stolen bag, and the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Freedom. Drew Binney put it on the money. Good pop time, but Crane runs like a deer, and he stole that one on Wegman. Tremendous jump. Helped him in his cause.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. It looked like he was halfway to second before Binney attempted to make the throw.
0-1 is off the plate. Kind of leaving up with Brandon, 1-1. Lefty sets at his belt, his 1-1 pitch. High fly ball into right field. Hector Rowe a couple of steps back. He's got it in his sights, and now he's got it in his glove. So Crane able to walk and steal second, but the Freedom will go down quietly in inning number 4. So we go to the 5th. No score at UC Health Stadium. You're listening to Florence Freedom Baseball, presented by Titan Mechanical Solutions.
Today's game is sponsored in part by Clark Dietrich Building Systems, a military-friendly employer. Clark Dietrich offers a comprehensive lineup of steel construction products and services across the United States and abroad. Using cold-formed steel, we manufacture innovative products for interior framing and finishing, exterior framing, floor and roof framing, as well as clips, connectors, metal lath, barrier mesh, and accessories. For more information, visit our website at www.clarkdietrich.com.
Bill Cunningham, the great American for the Roar Insurance Agencies. Over the last many years, Alvin Roar at Roar Insurance Agency has handled all my personal and business needs. They are a large and growing national insurance business located right here in Greater Cincinnati. Call the Roar Agency today at 513-985-4200 or go to roarins.com. Call Alvin Roar. Call the Roar Agency today.
Who did the Florence Freedom turn to when it was time to upgrade their scoreboard? Atlantic Sign Company. Through their branding expertise, innovation, and passion, Atlantic Sign Company will help you identify your business to your customers in a way that will exceed your expectations. From concept to the completion, their team will be with you every step of the way. Your sign represents you, your company, and your brand. So go where the Florence Freedom went for their scoreboard. Atlantic Sign Company. Erickson, Baronic, and Binney due up 7-8-9 for the Wild Things. We move to the 5th, and Zach Spivey is going to miss with a first pitch fastball. 2 with Cody Erickson for ball 1. No score here in the top of the 5th inning. Swing and a drive, deep left center field. We might have a score all of a sudden. No, the wind's going to help this one stay on the yard, and Brandon Pugh is going to track it down right around the warning track in left center field. I thought Erickson hit that ball better off the bat. But no such luck for the Wild Things. A long first out.
Yeah, we've talked this whole series about how the wind has been blowing out more towards right center. The flag's a little bit blowing that way now, but it's certainly not helping a ball that's hit to left. So he had the wind. We had the wind in our favor there. I think it was going to beat that ball down a little bit, but it was he put a charge into that ball for sure. Up contact, it looked ominous.
Baronic goes after a first pitch fastball and bleeds one into right field. Caleb Lopez from second. A long run out there into medium depth right. He's got the ball in his bare hand now. He'll lob it towards second. Baronic, not much of a round at first base. He's content with the single. Just dropped that in a perfect spot in front of Ricky and well behind Lopez for a one-out single.
Yeah, you won't see that very often. Ricky is playing deep in right field, and Caleb Lopez, the second baseman, tracked that one all the way out. He literally tried to make that play, and I think you'd say he was in right field when he was attempting to make that play.
Got out there quick. Catcher Drew Binney in the box. First pitch to him. Fastball that was close, but below the knees for ball one.
Benny caught looking his last time up to end the second.
Spivey sets at the belt. Here's a chopper, could end the innings to the short. Pintor takes it to the bag himself. Hose to first, a high throw. Crane had to leave his feet, but he came down on the base, and that will be an inning ending. 6-3 double play. Zach Spivey with 2 double plays today to help him through some base runners. No one has scored through 5 innings for the Wild Things, but the Freedom have not either. Trying to change at bottom 5 after a quick top half on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Are you craving the crispiness of Donato's pizza and the creaminess of Witt's custard? Visit a one-stop shop for both cravings in Independence, Kentucky. Haven't had the chance to try Witt's yet? Well, you're in luck. Stop by the First Baseline concessions and get a scoop of made fresh daily Witt's custard today. Donato's Pizza and Witt's Custard of Independence are proud supporters of Tasty Za, delicious desserts, and Florence Freedom Baseball. Hey Freedom fans, let's play a game of Did You Know, courtesy of Life Center. Did you know organ and tissue donation is life-saving and life-changing for thousands of people? How about that more than 600 people in greater Cincinnati are waiting for a life-saving organ transplant? You can change someone's life with a simple yes when you go to renew your driver's license or state ID. Say yes and register to be a donor. Visit lifepassidon.org for more information or to register online. Life, pass it on.
Chris Collinsworth here. Western and Southern can help you translate your financial needs. Start with a free, no-obligation insurance checkup. It doesn't take long, and it's a great way to find out how to protect your family's future. Talk to a financial translator today.
Call our Northern Kentucky office at 859-426-3300. That's 859-426-3300 for your free, no-obligation review.
Compensated endorser, Western and Southern Financial Group, Cincinnati, Ohio, R5-1307.
Moving into the bottom of the 5th inning, still scoreless. Freedom and Wild Things in Game 2 of 4 to be played here in Florence over the weekend. 2-3-4 due up for the Freedom. Starts with Caleb Lopez, who's having a good series offensively. On base each of his first 2 times today. Had a 2-hit game in the opener last night. Table setters got to get on base, and Lopez has been doing that plenty. Through 2 with these Washington Wild Things, or 1+ here today. A breaking ball misses upstairs. An easy take for Lopez. It's 1-0. Lefty Nick Wegman back out there for his 5th inning of work. Looked good today. Fastball is off the plate. Be a 2-0 start for Lopez, who did work a walk his last time up. He's also got a single already today. Trying to make it 18 multi-hit games on the season. Here's the 2-0. Fastball's down at the shoe tops. Wegman will have to fight back from 3-0. Lefty gets his sign. Sees Benny set up in, and a fastball misses at the chin. 4 straight, wide of the mark for Caleb Lopez. Good start for the Freedom in the 5th. Leaders aboard. And here comes Trevor Crayport.
Good start to the inning here, getting that leadoff guy on base. Dennis can then start to potentially play his brand of small ball, but see if he tries to manufacture something here.
Generous strike call and an early breaking ball to Crayport. It's going to be 0-1. Looked to be the back foot breaker, but a low strike awarded. Wegman on the third base side of the rubber, working from the stretch with Lopez at first. Long pause from the set. Couple of looks towards first. Now time called in the box. Crayport grew impatient. Take a big practice cut and a big deep breath before he gets back in the right-handed box. Immediate consensus reached, and the lefty deals the 0-1. Hot shot right at short. Ryan Cox smothers the in-between hop. Goes to second for one. On to first. Not in time there. Crayport threw the bag. It's the fielder's choice. One out. Crayport now at first as Lopez trots back to the Freedom first base dugout.
Yeah, that looked like all the world there, like it was going to be a tailor-made double play, but just not a smooth transition between flipping the ball from Cox to Davis at second. Had a hard time getting the handle, so there went any chance of a double play. If you're going to turn that one, you got to have a smooth transition between short and second. That did not happen there. That's an opportunity missed on behalf of Washington. It's a little thing.
Could not agree more. Absolutely.
That's a tailor-made rocket right to the shortstop on the ground, and you don't roll two.
Ricky Ramirez in the box to make it hurt. Fastball's on the outside corner for a called strike. Ricky, like Lopez, having a good series. Had 3 RBIs last night, 2 hits. And has been on base once with a single already today. 1 for 2. He'll lay off speed that'll miss up and out to even the count. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, with you on another picturesque day in Florence, Kentucky. 1-1 pitch on the outside black. 1-2. Looking for the game's first run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out. Crayport at first. Lefty gets his sign. Here's the 1-2. Breaking balls, loop towards center. Easy play. And out number 2 is Cameron Baronic. Tracked it down in left center. So after the leadoff walk, 2 straight outs. And Luis Pintor to the plate.
Yeah, we've talked about trying to manufacture runs and play small ball. You've always said when you got the meat of the order, the power guys up, you really don't do that. Dennis Pelfrey choosing to let his guys hit away there, the 3-4 hitters.
For sure.
Can't really argue that. That's why they get paid the big bucks in those spots of the batting order.
Absolutely. First pitch swinging, shooting a base hit to right field. Pintor goes the other way. Crayport's going to hold up at second. Not wanting to challenge the arm of Hector Roa. Roa's already showcased his howitzer once today, getting a force out at home plate on a base hit to right. Well, it started as a base hit to right, ended up a fielder's choice because of the cannon out there in right field.
I think that was a wise choice. Baroa was on the dead sprint coming in to field that base hit, so had all his momentum heading towards the infield. That would have been, I think, not a close play at third base. So cooler heads prevailed, first and second, 2 outs. You still got a shot here with your number 6 hitter at the plate.
It's Kenny Meimersdorf. Baseball gods wanting to see the Freedom come through with 2 outs. That's been when they've really had their best opportunities offensively today with guys on base. Big swing and a miss on the first offering. Meimersdorf trying to put the Freedom in front by 3. Falls behind 0-1.
Yeah, guys that can get it done with 2 outs, that's huge applause to those. That's when it gets tough.
That's why they say 2-out hits get you to heaven.
That's exactly right. I was just thinking that.
0-1 misses up and out.
I mean, with 2 outs when you're on offense, there's a little bit of a cloud hanging over you in the dugout. Ah, gosh, there's 2 outs. And on defense, you're all fired up because you got 2 outs. You just need 1 more. The guy at the plate's got to find a way to get it done in a really tough spot. There's no productive outs when you got 2 outs. You got to come through with a base hit.
The 1-1 got in on the hands, popped up. Over the top of us. It's 1-2.
But kind of honing in on us here after we've said it hadn't happened in 3 years.
I saw you flinch over there.
I wasn't flinching. I was getting ready to make the play if it presented itself.
Truly Rob Rundle's replacement. He always flinches on those two.
I didn't flinch. That was not a flinch. That was simply
clearly a flinch.
Preparing myself. Wouldn't even hit hard.
1-2's at the eyes. Make it 2-2 to Meimersdorf. Thought I saw your hat about fall off as you threw your hands up.
I I was going to make the first play in 3 years up here.
I appreciate it.
Got a lot of equipment.
Got a lot of equipment to protect.
Not to mention my phone sitting right here.
More equipment to protect.
I guess that would be equipment.
2-2's hit hard past third, but foul. Meimersdorf just missed his fourth double. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs, 2 men on. Runners at first and second. Crayport at second. Pintor at first. Crayport reaching on the fielder's choice. Pintor on the single to right. Here in the bottom of the 5th.
We got Matt chiming in from Great Bend saying he thinks it was a flinch and he's not even up here.
That's right, Matt, it was. Breaking ball's popped up first base side, but it's going to get well out of play onto the concourse. Good at bat for Meimersdorf here. Nothing else making Wegman work a little bit harder to find that third out. Lefty deals the 2-2 pitch, hammered to left field. This is a frozen rope. It's down for a base hit. Crayport's going to round third, head for home. He'll be there. Everybody else moves up just one base. Meimersdorf comes through again. His 4th RBI in 2 days, pushes the Freedom ahead. 1-zip.
Almost on command there, and we talked about how you got to find a way to get it done with 2 outs. You chimed in with 2 outs, gets you to heaven, or 2-out base hits, especially 2-out RBIs. That was well done by Meimersdorf, a guy that just got picked up by the Freedom this week. Dennis Pelfrey puts him in the lineup. He's become a mainstay over the last 4 or 5 games, and what a job he's done, and that's a great job right there. The Freedom's record when they score first is over an 80% winning percentage, so they know how to make an early lead stand up. They'll get a chance to do that today.
First pitch fastball missed out to Jackson Pritchard. It's 1-0. Pritchard in the 7 hole. Pintor now standing at second.
Good.
Meimersdorf at first. Wegman sets and offers the 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Pritchard, but a pretty swing.
We got Dennis. Dennis's mic turned on here, so you get a chance to hear the Freedom manager coaching third, see what he says to his guys here, first and second. Good. 2 outs.
1-1. Fouled right back to the screen. Pritchard got the foot down that time. Just missed it. It's 1-2 to the Freedom catcher.
So important here if you're that runner on second to get a good lead. You want to get yourself in position. You can score on a base hit. You need that secondary, be moving towards third on the pitch.
Good take as the fastball was at his chin. Now a 2-2 count. Wegman deals the 2-2. It's popped up on the infield, right side. J.R. Davis from second, nearly in his tracks, makes the catch. And that'll do it for the Freedom in the 5th, but Kenny Meimersdorf helps put the home team in front for the first time today. It's a 1-0 lead for the Freedom. Spivey back to the bump, top 6, trying to protect it on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
You belong at City. We are now hiring customer service agents to join the team at our Florence, Kentucky Customer Contact Center. Working at City certainly has its perks: tuition reimbursement, great pay, business casual dress code, and benefits day one. To discover a career at City and join our remarkable team, visit jobs.city.com/Florence. That is jobs.citi.com/Florence. City is an equal opportunity employer.
Florence Freedom fans, Walt Kelsey here for Kelsey Chevrolet on Route 50 in Lawrenceburg. Proud sponsor of your Florence Freedom. We're just 15 minutes from Florence. Take 275 west to the Lawrenceburg exit. We can handle all your automotive needs: sales, service, parts, and body shop. We are family owned and operated, and we offer a fresh approach. We'll treat you like family. Find new roads at kelseychev.com.
We are Kelsey Chevrolet, from our family to yours.
When your truck is broken down, where do you turn for extensive repairs at a reasonable cost? Look no further than Taylor Truck and Auto Repair. We pride ourselves on being the premier source for truck and auto servicing in the area. In addition to our quality work, we offer 24-hour road assistance and towing for large trucks and automobiles. We can also perform work on RVs. We're located 2 minutes off the Mount Zion Road or Richwood Road exits on Dixie Highway in Walton, Kentucky. Taylor Truck and Auto Repair. Call 859-918-6122. Zach Spivey has a lead, but it's 1-0 Freedom in front. Scoring their first run of the night in the bottom of the fifth. Thank you, Kenny Meimersdorf, who's continuing to come through in his first week with the Freedom. He's got 3 doubles, 4 RBIs in his first week. And the difference in this ball game. But it's back to the top of the order for the Washington Wild Things. Spivey will face Cox, Davis, Hughes. Here in inning number 6, Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody. Pleasure as always to bring you the call of the action. Freedom trying to make it 2 straight wins. Set up an opportunity to take the series and find themselves in the midst of a much-needed winning streak. If they can handle this one, they'll have that opportunity in the finale tonight at 6:05, the finale of the day, Game 3 of the 4-game series. Fastballs on the inside edge for a called strike to Ryan Cox. The leadoff man took, falls behind 0-1. Righty comes set, drops the glove to the belt. 0-1's down and away for ball 1 to Ryan Cox. Cox 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to left. Here's the 1-1. Line drive down the line in right field. This is trouble. This is a fair baseball and rolling into the corner, and now it's out of play. It's going to be a ground rule double for Ryan Cox. So right after the Freedom take the 1-0 edge, a ground rule double starts the 6th for the Wild Things in the tying run and scoring position for J.R. Davis.
You know, just thinking about that Freedom run they scratched across in that last inning, the things that make a manager pull their hair out. It was the inability of Washington to convert that double play opportunity they had early in that inning that would have wiped out, cleared the bases. Didn't have a good transition between short and second. That base runner lived to survive another hitter and later scored on the 2-out RBI hit.
Breaking ball on the first pitch to Davis, but it missed out. Righty calmly lowers the hands to the belt. Staring at Ryan Cox at second. Now he picks up his catcher, goes breaking ball, and it's popped up. Foul ground and out of play off the first base side. Kind of leaving up 1 ball and 1 strike.
So all that work and you do to scratch across the run to finally get a 1-0 lead, and now you got a runner on second, nobody out. So he's going to have to work hard right here, Spivey is, to find a way to get this thing out of the inning unscathed.
He's done good work getting out of problematic situations throughout the course of this game today. Hoping he can do it again here in the 6th. Pickoff move to second, that would help. Throw was on the wrong side of the base. Lopez swipes the tag, but not in time. Ryan Cox back in there with the head first dive.
Obviously, Florence doing everything they can to shorten that lead at second, right? You don't want the guy to score on a base hit. J.R. Davis really one job here, and that's to get that runner to third base.
He's in a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Very close to an inside strike, but not getting the call on this fastball is Spivey. It's 2-1.
We talked about productive outs earlier. This would be one if J.R. Davis can find a way to move his teammate Ryan Cox over to third with 1 out. Not a big lead at all at second.
Pickoff moved worked in that respect.
He shortened it up.
2-1. It's down and away. 3-1.
That lead is a full step shorter than it was before that pickoff attempt. And a good throw might have had him. It was on the wrong side of the bag, like you said, but pretty well executed there, except for the finishing touch of putting it where it needs to be.
Trying to fight back from 3-1's the right-hander. His fastball is lifted in the air towards right center field. Plenty of air underneath this one. Should be an easy play, and it's going to be for Ricky Ramirez Jr., who will show his gun to third base. Taylor Bryant squeezing the head-high liner from Ricky and never thinking about tagging was Ryan Cox because of the big arm the Freedom have in right field as well. Mentioned the gun for Roa. Ramirez not far behind him, if at all.
Absolutely. That fly ball was right between Pugh and Ramirez. Either one of those guys could have caught that ball, but I think, there's an unwritten rule. If that's the case, let Ricky make the catch, and he showed the arm off anyway. Really didn't need to. The runner wasn't tagging, but just in case anybody forgot, he just threw a head-high liner to the third baseman. As if
just to remind him.
Remind him it was a good decision.
Shane Hughes, the batter now. The 3-hole. Chance to tie the game. First pitch swinging, line drive, rocket deep right field. Ricky will turn and watch this one sail over the wall. It's out of here. A 2-run shot from Shane Hughes. Puts the Wild Things in front, 2-1.
Yeah, Hughes just turned on that inside pitch and just knocked it out of the park. That's the part of the park we just talked about. The wind's going to help you if you hit it that way. And I don't think that needed much help from the wind. It cleared out in right center. All that work you do to take the lead, 1-0. Now you find yourself down 2-1. Both these teams play a lot of one-run games, so no stranger to this situation. But the script has definitely been flipped in the last 10 minutes of this game.
First pitch swinging, and Roa hits a dart down the left field line, but it's going to carry foul. 0-1.
You said earlier they lead the league in home runs.
61 coming into play today, now 62 for the Wild Things. It's their MO offensively. The quick strike, home run offense. 0-1's hit in the air to left field. Should be an easy play for Crayport. He settles underneath and makes the catch. 2 away.
All of Washington runs last night scored via the home run ball. All 5 runs were on a home run, and there are 2 runs today via the home run. So they are definitely sticking to their brand of baseball through a game and a half of this series.
In the box, another home run hitter in J.J. Fernandez, who injured himself fouling a ball off his ankle earlier but stayed in the game, and now testing him on an inside fastball with Spivey. Misses too far in, it's 1-0, but making sure he is good on that ankle. Fernandez had to jump out of the way of that one. The 1-0, too far in again.
The thing that's working against Florence here, Aaron, is these aren't solo homers. They had a 3-run and a 2-run last night. This is a 2-run, so you can tend to survive some solo homers here and there, but the 2- and 3-run homers tend to add up on you.
Sure do. Big swing and a miss in the 2-0 count. Fernandez got the pitch he was looking for, but did not touch it. 2-1. Spivey readies. 2-1 pitch on the way. Tapped foul, pass first. Count evens up 2-2 to Fernandez. Fernandez with 5 bombs this season, 34 RBIs. Entered today with a .284 batting average, but has seen that go down. He's 0 for 2. Two-two pitch to the big guys. Fastball up and out. A full count to the switch hitter. Nobody on. 2 runs in for the Wild Things. They've taken a 1-run lead as the fastball misses outside. Fernandez will have his base. Second walk of the day for Zach Spivey comes with 2 outs, and it brings up Alex Murphy, who's littered the yard with base hits in this series. Got 1 more on his ledger today, a 2-hit night yesterday, and a chance to extend this top of the 6th after the walk.
Yeah, they got good pop up and down this batting order. They've had home runs in this series out of the 3-hole. They've had one out of the 4-hole. They've had one out of the 8-hole. So they got pop up and down the lineup, and that's the brand of baseball they play. And we talked about it. That's always a threat when you play these guys.
Spivey got a whiff on a first pitch breaking ball. He's ahead 0-1. Pritchard sets up out. Second offering on the way to Murphy. Pounds it into the turf to third base. Taylor Bryant waits back for the big bounce. He gets it. Perfect toss to first, and that will do it for the Wild Things. But right after the Freedom took a 1-0 lead, the Wild Things jump in front for the first time today. A 2-run blast from Shane Hughes, the difference in this 2-1 game.
The exciting new 2018 Toyota Camry is here. With more power, more innovation, and the most advanced safety features standard. Camry's jaw-dropping designs include the premium XLE with everything at your command, and the sporty, aggressive XSE. 19-inch wheels, dual exhaust with quad chrome tips. The car you've been waiting for is here. For all Toyota offers, see your Toyota dealer or go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Why should you choose City Barbecue Catering?
I did a wedding tasting for City Barbecue Catering. Going with them for my wedding was a no-brainer. Their full-service catering left us with nothing to worry about. They took care of everything.
I fed 20 people, and man, people went to town on that beef brisket.
Thanks to the service and great food, this night was great.
The food was unbelievable. My fiance and I were so proud to serve this meal to our friends.
Visit one of City Barbecue's 5 area locations or order from the catering menu at citybbq.com.
BJ's Restaurant and Brew House has been serving up a one-of-a-kind brew house experience for 40 years. With over 120 menu items to choose from, featuring their California spin on Chicago-style deep dish pizza, specialty entrees, salads, loaded burgers, enlightened entrees, as well as the world-famous Pizookie dessert, and award-winning handcrafted beers, they obsess over bringing you nothing but good times. Don't wait. Come into BJ's Restaurant and Brew House today.
Freedom trail by 1, 2-1. Bottom 6. Taylor Bryant in the box to lead things off, facing the lefty Nick Wegman, who made the start today for the Wild Things and has looked the part. Allowed just 1 run through his first 5 frames. He did find the outside corner on a first pitch breaking ball to TB. He's ahead 0-1, and here's a second pitch. Popped up behind home plate and out of play. Nothing but strikes to Taylor Bryant to start the bottom of the 6th. 0-2 is your count.
Hey, you look back at all these chances that Freedom have had. We talked about the fact they left 10 runners on last night. They've already left 9 runners on base today. So you look back and say shoulda, coulda, woulda in games like this. You're down 1 and stranded 9. It's not a good formula.
Yeah, that's tough. 9 already.
Bases loaded the first 2 innings.
0-2's down and away. Good idea in the 0-2 count. We'll waste 1 in that spot. Get the undisciplined swing, but wrong guy in the box to get that. And Taylor Bryant. Lefty's back into the windup. Here's his 1-2. Big breaking ball. There's the swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bryant down on strikes. 1 away.
Then you think back to the first inning when the Freedom had the bases loaded, got a base hit to right field, but actually had a runner gunned at home on a force play just due to a little bit of lack of communication there and not sure if the ball was going to be down or not. So at the time you're thinking, it's the first inning, we're fine. And now you look back at that and say, how did we let that happen?
First pitch to Connor Cranes, a fastball that misses outside. The 9-hole in the box with all the pop. A 1-run game and plenty of time to change that. But certainly some missed opportunities telling the tale in the early goings today as a breaking ball is going to even the sequence 1-1. It found the inside corner.
We talked last night about bottling some of those 10 runs they scored. Nice to have a few today of those, huh?
Fastball's fouled back out of play. Yeah, you take a few of those 10 from last night. Freedom do like to bully bullpens, though. Wegman's thrown a lot of pitches today. And Washington does not have a plethora of arms they can rely on. They're hoping Wegman can carry the distance, I'm sure, today. Here's a breaking ball popped up, shallow in right field. Sprinting in for it is Hector Roa, and he'll make the catch. 2 outs in the Freedom side of the 6th in a 2-1 game.
Sun not as much of a problem yet. It becomes more of a problem in UC Health Stadium at night as the sun is setting. The right field is the sun field, but still up in the air today, a little higher. Obviously, it's going to get more treacherous as the day moves on into evening time, and then it becomes a brutal right field here with that west setting sun.
Brandon Pugh, the leadoff man in the box, and he did not want the first pitch breaking ball for good reason. It was down and away. He's ahead 1-0. Wegman now working quickly with the 1-0 pitch. Slapped foul. Out of play to the left. Ball and a strike to Brandon Pugh, who's got a single in the leadoff spot today. He's 1 for 3. AB number 4 for him here in the bottom of the 6th. Lefty gets his sign. Good breaking ball, swung on and missed as Pugh ends up on a knee in the left-handed batter's box. He was fooled on that one. Wegman starting to mix the breaking ball and fastball interchangeably. He's found the command with both pitches. Didn't start the game that way. That's why he had himself in a lot of precarious situations, but he was able to escape the majority. Here's a hard ground ball to the right side, played on a backhand by Murphy. He'll underhand flip to first, and not in time. Brandon Pugh beats Wegman to the base. A second hit for Brandon, and both showcasing his speed down the first base line.
Yeah, that's the over play. A ground ball to the first baseman. The pitcher has to sprint over and take the flip from the first baseman. You can't really fault Wegman. He got over, did his job. A good flip from the first baseman, Alex Murphy, but Pugh is just so fast. He literally just beat out a routine ground ball to first base.
He's a weapon, and that's going to do it for Nick Wegman. To speak of the devil, Greg Langdon will go to his bullpen here as the Freedom get a 2-out base runner. They trail 2-1. Stats and info on the incoming hurler when we come back on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
At Mount St. Joseph University, we inspire students to think beyond the classroom and redraw the bounds of what's possible for their future. Students are prepared for what it takes to succeed in their careers and in life. Nearly 99% of those who earn a degree from the Mount are employed, going to grad school, or volunteering within 6 months of graduating. This reflects the career certainty that comes from an education at the Mount. Connect with us today by visiting msj.edu.
Nothing like Chick-fil-A Chicken Minis to start my day off right. The food is always hot and served with a smile.
I love Chick-fil-A breakfast, served daily until 10:30 a.m.
I spend my mornings at Chick-fil-A and my nights with the Florence Freedom for the perfect summer day. Let freedom ring.
Chick-fil-A Fort Wright, Houston Road, and Mall Road are proud to sponsor Florence Freedom Baseball this season. So come on in today. Quit stalling.
Looking for a career change? Opportunities knocking. Beckfield College can guide you into a career direction including healthcare, nursing. You can even get your business degree. Call Beckfield today and train to get the skills you need to be a medical assistant, LPN, RN, BSN, or get on the path to a business career. Opportunity is knocking. Classes start soon. Get to beckfield.edu or call 866-961-9393. That's 866-961-9393.
The lefty Nick Wegman is in line for the win, but he'll need a little bit of help. The Freedom have the tying run at first base. There are 2 outs, however. So Wegman's line will end after 5 2/3 innings. However, we cannot close the book on him as Brandon Pugh reaching on the infield single. Will be on the line of the starter. And now to protect this 1-run lead, the big right-hander, Jesus Balaguer, who's got good numbers. A 2.97 ERA in 24 appearances. This will be his 25th. Jesus has spanned 30 1/3 innings. Opponents are hitting just .217 off the right-hander, who has struck out 34 to 11 walks. He is facing a very tough out, however, and a hot hitter. And Caleb Lopez, the 2-hole in the box for the Freedom with a runner at first, 2 outs, bottom 6. Wild things in front, 2-1. Brandon Pugh taking off on the first pitch. Hose from behind the plate, sails into center. Pugh's going to get back on his horse. He's headed to third base, throws on the way, and Pugh beats it. A feet-first slide, and just like that, the speed for Brandon Pugh paying dividends again. He stole second on the airmailed throw from Benny. He takes third, and with 2 outs, a passed ball could tie this game.
Yeah, the speed of Brandon Pugh coming on display right there again. He stole second, would have had it stole easy, but Drew Benny, the catcher, fires it into center field. So Pugh was able to gather himself, get up from sliding on the stolen base, and scurry to third and narrowly beat a throw. He was about thrown out trying to stretch that, but he made it by a hair. And there he is, 90 feet away with 2 outs for the Freedom. Here we are again with 2 outs, needing a base hit.
The 1-0 pitch to Lopez. Up and out.
So that'd be a stolen base and an error getting him to third base. The first error of the contest.
And for the team that's made the fewest in all the Frontier League, they've made at least one in back-to-back games facing these Freedom. Fastball finds the outside corner to Lopez. He didn't like the call. Balaguer sets at the belt. Pitch on the way. Fastball sprayed foul. Count now 1-2. On the 2-hole man, Lopez with 2 outs. Activating the microphone of third base coach and Freedom 5th-year manager Dennis Pelfrey with Pugh at third. 1-2 pitch to Lopez, big breaking ball, stayed upstairs the whole way. And the count evens up again, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Baseball, no doubt, feeling a little bit heavier in the hand of Jesus Balaguer. Took over with a runner at first base. Now he sees Brandon Pugh at third. Yeah, arguably the hardest or the hottest hitter in the lineup for the Freedom at the plate.
We were just talking about that, the difference of being a starter and a reliever, and the reliever's got to come in and just handle immediate pressure.
2-2, way outside for ball 3.
You don't have the luxury of being able to just settle in, work through a few hitters, find your groove. You got to find your groove the minute you get on the mound.
It's a tough life. Adrenaline junkies usually relief pitchers, especially those that come in the back end of ball games like Balaguer has for the most part. He's in the bottom of the 6th here today. Payoff pitch on the way to Lopez. He spoils it foul past third. Another payoff pitch will be upcoming from the right-hander, Jesus Balaguer, who's 6'4", 195 pounds out of La Habana, Cuba. First season with Greg Langbin's Wild Things. He started the year in the American Association with the Kansas City T-Bones. Got some Kansas people in our listening audience again today.
We do.
Perhaps they've been to an old T-Bones game.
Oh, yeah, the old Kansas T-Bones.
Another 3-2 to Lopez. Swung on, hit high in the air to left field, but this one is medium depth and playable in left. And underneath to make the catch, J.J. Fernandez. To retire Lopez. Hold it. Catcher's interference.
Yeah, why are they not leaving the field? That was the third out.
We mentioned that on Lopez's at bat previously, that he looked back thinking Drew Benny reached out too far. He didn't get the call that time, but on this fly ball to left field, that looked to have ended the inning. Catcher's interference is going to be called, so Lopez now stands at first. And runners are on the edges. The Freedom with 9 lives here in the 6th. It's Trevor Crayport who gets the chance to cape up. Tie this game, if not, puts the Freedom in front here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, nobody knew it was called. I was sitting here wondering why, when the third out was recorded, that the players just stayed on the field. So I think everybody down there knew it was catcher's interference.
First pitch on the way to Crayport. Misses badly in the left-handed batter's box. Benny had to leave his crouch to make the catch.
Now Florence hands the bat to their number 3 hitter, Trevor Crayport. So you need a 2-out hit. This is the guy you would likely, one of many the Freedom have you'd like to have at the plate.
Counts now 1-1 as a fastball just found the outside black. Crayport's been on base twice today, but he's looking for his first hit. He walked once, and he reached on a fielder's choice. Ballagare's set at the belt. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Crayport went around too far. Jim Shaley saying on the swing, it's 1-2.
That check swing, that is so hard. Every time you think the guy didn't go around, you look at a replay and you see he did. It is tough to not break the wrist on those. It looked up here like he got it stopped, but imagine if we could see a replay from the right angle like you usually see. They do go around.
Good breaking ball that misses off the outside edge. Scampering to second is Lopez on a delay steal, pleading no contest for the Wild Things. The runners now stand at second and third. A very close pitch, but Crayport able to lay off. It evens the count 2-2. And suddenly with 2 outs, the Freedom have given themselves a golden opportunity here. Go ahead run in scoring position.
Yeah, that literally looked like indifference. They paid no worry to the stolen base there.
Now Drew Binney's going to run out, make sure he's on the same page with Jesus Ballagare ahead of a big pitch and a 2-2 count to the 3-hole hitter Crayport in his first week with the Freedom, and this would be a great way to ingratiate yourself with the clubhouse. Come through in a spot like this.
Expect it right here. Expect the wild pitch right here.
Righty is set. Here's his 2-2. Good breaking ball, swung on and missed. Crayport throws his bat and helmet in frustration. Down on strikes, the Freedom will strand 2 more runners on base, each of which were in scoring position. Now 11 total men left on base for the Freedom through 6 innings. Here in Game 2 with the Wild Things, we move to the 7th. Florence trails by 1, 2-1 on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hobart, president of Dick's Sporting Goods. I know personally how important sports are to our kids. That's why we've been working hard to make it easier for them to play. I invite you to come into our stores or shop us online. You won't believe all the changes that we've made at Dick's. We have more baseball and softball gear than ever before, an incredible selection of top running shoes, and we've got the hottest clubs in golf like the Callaway Epic Flash and TaylorMade M5 and M6. Stop into Dick's today to see all of the great changes we've made.
Let's see, banks that have come and gone since 1904. Well, I know one that's not. There are a number of reasons why Stockyards Bank continues doing business today. Some of it's about sticking to the things that got them here, like personal service, banking the way it used to be. And still, they fit quite nicely in today's world. They don't charge you to use any ATMs anyway. And if your phone's on, they're open. Get to know more about them at syb.com. Stockyards Bank and Trust Company. Trusted relationships from a trusted partner. Member FDIC.
Taylor Truck and Auto Repair, servicing all your local automotive and towing needs. 24-hour roadside and towing assistance are available. AAA accredited, family owned and operated. We'll even throw in a 10% labor discount for active military and veterans. 151 Dozier Drive in Walton, Kentucky. Call 859-918-6122. That's 859-918-6122.
Zach Spivey back to the bump. 2-1 game, Wild Things in front. We are in the top of the 7th as a good breaking ball is off the outside edge for an early ball. Cody Erickson in the box leading things off for the Wild Things. It is the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up as a big breaking ball will be swung on and missed to even the sequence 1-1. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy, here at UC Health Stadium. Freedom trying to improve to 2-0 against the Wild Things here this weekend, but we'll have to eliminate a one-run deficit in the late stages if that will be the case. 1-1 pitch is down and dirty for ball 2. Spivey deals the 2-1 to the DH and finds the outside corner. This one's taken. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch on the way from Spivey, and the breaking ball broke too much off the outer edge. A full count with the sometimes catcher, sometimes DH, Erickson. The winner today with a .307 batting average. Consummate pro hitter. Normally in the middle of the lineup for Greg Lingbin's Wild Things, but hiding him in the 7th spot today. Excuse me swing and a chopper foul up the first base line. Another payoff pitch will be upcoming from the right-hander Spivey, who got the start today. It was his 6th of the season. He's been brilliant again, but he's gotten 0 offense again in this 2-1 game, at least right now. Pritchard setting up in. Here's the payoff. It was in. Turning and burning is Erickson, but he lines this BB foul.
Yeah, Spivey today has handled the bottom third of the batting order. 7, 8, 9 hitters for Washington. 1 for 6 so far. The one hit a single, but these guys are going to hit 1, maybe 2 more times. So good start, but you got to finish it.
Here's a high fly ball, shallow in left center field. Brandon Pugh from center makes the catch in the power alley for out number 1 to retire Erickson. New man's Cameron Baranek with nobody on, 1 out.
And Baranek's the guy that has that 1 hit that the bottom third of the lineup has today. He singled back in the 5th inning, only to be erased on a double play to end the 5th.
1 for 2 is Baranek today. First pitch to him, he once fouls it off behind home plate. Sailing over the Cornerstone Insurance Suites. On the second deck here at UC Health Stadium.
They've Cornerstone's got quite a suite over there.
Yeah, they do. 3 different suites on that third base side here in Florence. Spivey's ahead 0-1. Here's his second offering. Turning on this line drive is Baranek, but it's going to sail out of the yard in foul ground.
Boy, Washington today just rocking foul balls all over the ballpark, into the crowd, into the seats.
They can barrel it.
Causing people to scurry, and you better bring a glove or sit behind the net. These guys are taking
tough customers.
Target practice on the fans today.
Breaking balls lined towards center. Some carry, but not enough. Brandon Pugh has made back-to-back outs here in the 7th, 2 away.
That'll get the catcher Drew Benny up to the plate today. He's 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 2nd inning and grounded into that double play we just talked about to end the 5th. The damage today coming in the top and the middle of the Washington lineup.
And just 2 runs, but on 1 swing of the bat. 2-run blast from Shane Hughes. Fastball finds the outside corner. To start, Drew Benny, 0-1. To make matters worse, that 2-run shot came immediately after the Freedom had jumped on the scoreboard first, taking a 1-0 edge. Fastball is down and away to even things, 1-1.
Yeah, they were just able to take the lead, and the very first hitter of the next inning laced a double, and right away you got the tying run out there at second base, and 2 hitters later, you're down 2-1.
1-1 pitch, lifted in the air towards right center field. Brandon Pugh will have a chance to make the hat trick of outs, but it's not going to be. It's Ricky Ramirez Jr. in right, who says, I want to play, and makes the catch. Good work from Zach Spivey. He eliminates the side in order in the 7th. The Freedom need 2 to take a lead, 1 to tie in a 2-1 game. Time to stretch in Florence, Kentucky. You're listening to Florence Freedom Baseball, presented by Titan Mechanical Solutions.
Toyota is making a difference right here in America, investing $23 billion, helping create over 470,000 jobs, building over 25 million vehicles here, including Toyota Camry, America's best-selling car, one of 11 different Toyotas built in the USA, with Toyota Care 2-year no-cost maintenance included. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Ryan Quarles, your Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture, here to remind you to buy Kentucky Proud at your local grocery, restaurant, and farmers market. When you buy Kentucky Proud, you're buying fresh, delicious foods for your family. And you're helping Kentucky farm families make a living. Ask for Kentucky Proud by name and look for Kentucky Proud products at kyproud.com. Buy Kentucky Proud.
White Castle asks, do you like deals? Do you like cheesy sliders? Well, how about deals and cheesy sliders? Because for your limited time delight, the Castle's got 2 cheese slider deals. The $4.99 combo meal for you and the shareable $7.99 sack of 10 for your crew. Try them with any cheese you please, like fiery ghost pepper. Yep, it's back. White Castle. Now that's a bold move. While supplies last, tax extra.
Freedom trailing 2-1, bottom 7, and just getting started today. Game 1 of 2, a pair of 9-inning games on tap at UC Health Stadium between your Freedom and the East Division team, the Washington Wild Things. Washington trying to even the series at 1 game apiece with a win here this afternoon. The Freedom trying to take the commanding 2-0 edge headed into the nightcap tonight. But they'll have to erase a deficit, but they have a good part of their order due up to do just that. 4-5-6 to the plate for the Freedom. That starts with Ricky Ramirez Jr., who's in the box now. Big swing and a miss from Ricky on the first pitch fastball from Jesus Balaguer, who took over for Nick Wegman after 2 outs were recorded in the 6th. Got the final out, straining a pair of Freedom runners in scoring position in the process. Out for a full inning of relief. Here in the 7th is the right-hander, Balaguer. 0-1 pitch to Ricky. Good 2-seam fastball on the inside edge. It's 0-2 to Ramirez. Ricky's 1 for 3 today with a single. That came in his first at bat in the 1st. 0-2, sails up and out. Story of the day so far, missed opportunities, men left on base, 11 men stranded for the Freedom offensively in this one. Back foot breaking ball fouled off the foot of Ramirez, and he's down in a heap. Up and trying to walk it off now, gingerly up the first base side. We've seen that a couple of times today to a couple of critical players for each team. Ricky Ramirez Jr. for the Freedom and J.J. Fernandez of the Wild Things both sawing themselves off and paying the price.
Not the good thing for Ricky is he wears that guard down there, so.
Doesn't look like it got it, judging by his reaction. Tim Murray out there to take a look at him. Filling in for Brian Jett today. Had to be out. Ricky's going to be okay. He's walking gingerly, but he's headed back in search of his weapon. We'll get it from home plate umpire Jim Shaley. Tell him he's all right. He'll continue his at-bat in a 1-2 count. I don't know why I remember this, but I just do. It was also a 1-2 count with Fernandez. So I was thinking to myself, if somebody had to jump in and now pinch hit for him, that'd be a pretty tough spot. Go up there with 2 strikes, just 1 ball.
And you own the at-bat, you know.
Right. Ricky's back in the box. Here's Balaguer's 1-2. Fastballs sprayed foul out of play off the left side. Just a 2-1 game. Looked last night like maybe the struggles offensively for the Freedom that plagued them over the last couple of weeks had come to its end in a hit parade. 12 hits, 10 runs. But one day later, The offense has struggled again today, at least to come through with that timely hit. They've had their chances. They just have not come up with the big knock when they've needed it. Ramirez will inside out. An inside fastball. Stay alive in a 1-2 count with Jesus Balaguer. Just underway in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody on. Leadoff man at the plate. And the cleanup hitter, Ricky Ramirez Jr. Aaron Brody and my dad, Troy, with you in Florence. Freedom's 1 run coming in their half of the 5th. Washington answering in the top of the 6th. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Ramirez doesn't like the call, and he's in no hurry to get out of the batter's box. Either way you slice it, he's down on strikes. It's out number 1. And here comes Luis Pintor.
Yeah, he did not like that call. Just kind of stood there and used his bat as a prop and kind of held himself up, rested his hand on it, kind of looked at the umpire, and took his time walking back to the dugout. Didn't look like he was saying anything. I don't think they were jawing, but he clearly letting everybody in the ballpark know that he disagrees. What a tough at bat there. You foul one off your foot, and then you get rung up on a pitch you don't agree with.
Fastball up and in, a little chin music for Luis Pintor. He was able to bail out in time. He's ahead 1-0. Yeah, nothing really went right in that at bat for Ricky. Righty gets his sign. Here's his 1-0. Line foul down the line and right. A ball and a strike to the 5-hole man, Pintor. Luis, no stranger to hitting in the heart of the order. 14th start for him in the 5 spot here in 2019. 1-1 pitch, fouled off in a similar direction. Will land on the grassy berm down the line and right. As the count moves to 1-2. Kenny Meimersdorf waiting on deck. He with the 1 RBI today. And his 4th this week. 1-2 pitch, chopped foul, past third.
I was going to say nice little play by the ball boy there, but it wasn't a ball boy. It's a Wild Things
bullpen catcher.
Bullpen catcher walking by.
Actually, it looks like it might be Cody Erickson. He's normally a catcher. He's the DH today, so he would be in the dugout. It looks like he's walking to the bullpen. Good breaking ball, swung on and missed. Pintor down on strikes. Balaguer with his A stuff. Couple of Ks to start the bottom of the 7th. Meimersdorf just hoping to extend the inning.
Yeah, and he struck out Crayport to end the last inning, so that's 3 straight strikeouts. And he did get a fly ball to left field before that, but it was overruled by catcher's interference. So, yeah, without a doubt, this young man is causing the Freedom some struggles here in the 5 hitters he's faced.
First pitch on the way to Meimersdorf. He hacks that, fouls it off his foot. Falls behind 0-1. It's been quite a start for Kenny Meimersdorf to his Freedom career. He's hitting .455 this week. It's his 4th game, 4th start. Replacing Isaac Bernard, who's playing in the Pan Am games. Already got 3 RBIs and 3 doubles, but he comes up empty on a big swing here. Falls behind 0-2. Five hits in his first 11 at-bats coming into play today. 1 for 3 as we stand here in Game 2 with Washington. Buried in the 0-2 abyss, however, Balaguer trying to make it 4 straight strikeouts. Here's his 0-2. Look out. Airmail on the breaking ball. Lost the handle. Sailed to the backstop. 1-2.
Yeah, that pitch went completely over the head of Meimersdorf, and you can clearly see he just lost the grip. Kind of motioned to the Freedom that, hey, my bad. Kind of shook his hand, kind of letting them know it slipped. No intent there.
1-2 on the way. Just off the outside corner. Good take from Meimersdorf. No in the zone. Not swinging at a pitcher's pitch, and now he's evened the count. Might have even earned him a fastball. Pitchers do not like to fall in 3-ball counts with anybody, especially with 2 outs. You want to go right after guys. See if he goes with the old number 1 to Meimersdorf here. Righty is set. 2-2 pitch. Was the fastball, and it's laced towards the gap in left center field, but tracking it down in left and making the catch, J.J. Fernandez. Meimersdorf stung it, but Fernandez was there. And another goose egg on the board for the Freedom. They've scored in just 1 inning today. It's a 2-1 game as we move to the 8th on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Bored? Looking for something different and exciting to do? Come to Full Throttle Indoor Karting and experience pure racing exhilaration. 40 miles per hour on huge indoor tracks. That'll do it. Full Throttle Indoor Karting has something for almost everyone. Check it out at GoFullThrottle.com. Come alone or bring your friends. With 2 locations, Springdale near Dave & Buster's and Florence just off the Turfway exit. We're close by. Full Throttle Indoor Karting. GoFullThrottle.com.
Substation 2 has been bringing Florence the freshest food at the lowest prices since 1981. You've tried the rest, now come taste the best fresh sliced sub sandwiches anywhere. Substation 2 was voted the best sub sandwich in Northern Kentucky by Northern Kentucky Magazine in 2016. Let Substation cater your next event. Give us a call at 859-371-9490 or come visit us at 7905 Dream Street in Florence. Substation 2. Quality at a price you can afford.
Can't carry a bowling ball in a plastic bag. Can't rub plastic bags together to make fire. Can't turn them into swim trunks. And you can't put plastic bags in your Rumpke recycling container. Visit Rumpke.com for recycling do's and don'ts. Learn more at Rumpke.com.
Make your recycling count. Rumpke.
No way of getting around it. Another tough break for right-hander Zach Spivey today. He can only lose, and he allowed 2 runs over 7 brilliant innings. But his 6th start has come to a close as the Freedom go to the bullpen. For the first time today, Dennis Pelfrey calling on the southpaw, Chris Irwin, who stands at 6 foot, 170 pounds, out of Grayson, Georgia, in his first month with the Crimson and White. Played pro ball in 2019 with Sussex County in the Can-Am League before arriving in Florence in mid-July. It's back to the top of the order for the Washington Wild Things. Ryan Cox digs in the left-handed batter's box to face Irwin, lefty-lefty, to start the 8th. Wild Things in front of the Freedom 2-1. A pitcher's duel here in Game 2. First pitch, fastball at 86, misses in for ball 1 to Cox. Debut in this series for Ryan Cox. He's earned more opportunities. He's got 2 hits today. Fastball on the outside corner gets the strike. Evens the count 1-1. It was Cox's ground rule double in the top of the 6th that set the stage for the 2-run shot from Hughes that's given them the 2-1 lead they still enjoy. Breaking ball will find the outside corner. Irwin worked in the outer half to perfection. A couple of pitches on the black to the lefty Cox. He's taking the 1-2 edge. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball back up the box on a line. Make it a 3-hit day for Ryan Cox. A 1-2 mistake from Irwin, punished to center. Cox aboard at first base to start the 8th inning.
Yeah,
J.R. Davis to the plate.
That was like the old Charlie Brown, just right up the box. Remember that old cartoon where it would go through the box and Charlie always close and fly off? That's exactly what that was. That was well hit.
First pitch on the way. Breaking ball down and in. It's 1-0. Lefty gets the quick sign for Pritchard, who's going to set up into the right-handed hitting J.R. Davis, but he misses too far in. Falls behind 2-0. Early in the season, the Freedom rallied in the middle stages to jump in front of the opposition who had started the game hot. Felt like it was theirs. But all season long, the Freedom have really struggled to win games late. More on that in a moment as a fly ball is lifted in the air to right field. Ricky Ramirez Jr. nearly had Davis played perfectly. A half step in. He makes the catch on this fly ball for out number 1. Cox back to first. But when the Freedom are trailing after 7, they're 3-18 in 2019. And if they aren't able to tie the game in the 8th, it only gets worse. 2-17 when trailing after 8 frames.
You think back to that magical run the Freedom had, what was that, 3 seasons ago? They just were walking teams off left and right, it seemed like.
First pitch to Shane Hughes is fouled off on the first base side. He'll fall behind 0-1. Hughes the difference in this game. Yeah, the Freedom, they always fight though. You feel like they would have better numbers late. The way they always answer the bell. Here's a line drive destined for the gap in right center field. It's going to get down. Brandon Pugh's going to cut it off. Ball wouldn't hit as hard as I thought off the bat. First to third, however, Cox will be able to advance. Satisfied with the single is Hughes. Runners are on the edges with 1 out.
Yeah, the objective here for Washington is to tack on to that lead, right? Obviously, this is a very close game, 2-1. Little insurance runs never hurt anybody. Florence trying to do everything they can to keep this score right where it is. They've still got 2 cracks at it. The Freedom have the 8th and the 9th yet to hit. You know you're going to need 1 for sure. Hopefully it stays there.
First pitch swinging, and Hector Roa ambushing an early fastball. Sends it out of play into the Maker's Mark party patio on the right field side. 0-1. ERA on the downtick for Chris Irwin, now at 4.15. He's 1-0. He has spanned 4 1/3 innings. 0-1 pitch hit high in the air to right center field. This one's got some carry. Ricky Ramirez Jr. back at the wall, circling the wall, and out of here. Hector Roa's got 2 homers in the series, both 3-run shots, and that'll make it a tougher task for the Freedom in the 8th. Washington adds 3, and it's 5-1.
Well, there they are with a long ball again, another 3-run homer. That changes the complexion. Obviously, it goes from 2-1 to 5-1, and it's the long ball. All of their runs in this series have scored via the home run. All 5 runs last night in the 9th, and all their runs today courtesy of a 2-run homer and a 3-run homer.
Same as last night.
Exactly.
As last night.
Yep.
Tough break, but that's how you end up leading the Frontier League in homers. First pitch swinging, and J.J. Fernandez this time from the right side of the plate. Skies a pop-up on the infield that'll be handled at short by Luis Pintor as he closed in on the mound. 2-away. Alex Murphy to the dish. Irwin works on the third base side of the rubber, always from the stretch, and a first pitch fastball is down and in. A 1-0 start for Murphy.
You look at a team with an offense like this, and you wonder how are they 9 games back in that East Division, but there's more than just the hitting part of the ball game.
Fastball's on the outside corner. Evens things up 1-1 with Murphy. Pitch, tapper towards third. Foul, infielded by Greg Langman. Irwin ahead 1-2. Looking for the final out in the top of the 8th. Washington adding 3 more. Taking some wind out of the sails of the Freedom here in the late stages. High fastball swung on and missed. Murphy will chuck his bat in frustration. Irwin gets the K to end the inning. But Hector Roa delivers again. His second 3-run homer of the series has made it a 4-run game. 5-1 the score. Wild Things in front on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Cunningham, the Great American for the Roar Insurance Agencies. Over the last many years, Alvin Roar at Roar Insurance Agency has handled all my personal and business needs. They are a large and growing national insurance business located right here in Greater Cincinnati. Call the Roar Agency today at 513-985-4200 or go to roarins.com. Call Alvin Roar. Call the Roar Agency today.
At Compass Self Storage, we make it easier. We understand that storing your belongings is not a luxury, but a necessity. We're a proven self-storage leader focused on providing you with a friendly, professional, and clean place to store your items. Whether your concern is price, size, availability, or security, there is no need to look anywhere else. We provide it all. Give us a call today at any of our locations in Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, or visit our webpage at compassselfstorage.com. Mention this ad and get your first month's rent for free.
Taylor Truck and Auto Repair, servicing all your local automotive and towing needs. 24-hour roadside and towing assistance are available. AAA accredited, family owned and operated. We'll even throw in a 10% labor discount for active military and veterans. 151 Dozier Drive in Walton, Kentucky. 859-918-6122. That's 859-918-6122.
Another new arm on the mound for the Washington Wild Things as we move into the bottom of the 8th. Washington with all the momentum and a 4-run lead, 5-1. Hector Roa muscling his 14th homer of the season. Out to right center field in the visitor side of this 8th. Scores 5-1. Florence needing to score 4 to tie 5 to take a late lead. But they will face a new pitcher and a tough customer in the usual closer, Zach Strecker, here in the 8th. Jackson Pritchard to lead things off for the Freedom. 7-8-9 due up. Strecker gets the sign, and the right-handed hurler peppers the outside corner for a called strike 1. It was the fastball.
The line on Strecker this year, Aaron, an ERA of 1.33. He's got a 1-4 record, 33 games. He's pitched 40 innings, given up 37 base hits, 14 runs, struck out 27, and walked 8. So 3+1 strikeout to walk ratio. Opponents hitting .250 against the right-hander.
1-1 pitch. Lasered foul out of play off the right side. And good numbers for Strecker. He is their closer and a vet in his 4th season with Greg Lingbin's Wild Things. And more good work from the right-hander, especially in the second half. Those numbers weren't that gaudy in the first half of the season. Been his best late. Got a fastball in on the hands. Pritchard pops it up. Foul ground, first base side. This is going to stay on the field of play, and Drew Binney, the catcher, makes the grab, trotting up the first base line. 1 away.
Yeah, sky-high pop-up behind the plate there. Not an easy play for Benny, but it's a play a catcher will make at this level. Turned his back to the infield, drifted over close to the Freedom dugout, and made the play right in front of his opponents.
First pitch on the way to Taylor Bryan, a fastball on the outside corner. The 0-1 from Strecker, just off the outside edge. Disciplined take, 1-1. Bryant 0 for 3 today, struck out swinging his last time up. He's popped out and flown out in addition. Benny's going to set up into Bryant. He turns on a fastball but bounces it foul. 1-2. Washington on their way to their second victory over the Freedom here in 2019. Likely will go with Strecker for each of the last 2 innings. Closer does boast the ability to go multiple frames, not any different from what the Freedom had and the luxury they had with Jonathan Tripp and Carl Craigie, who's now their closer, with Tripp entering the Freedom 5-man rotation. Breaking balls buried into Bryant. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Are you a little surprised they go to the closer with a 4-run lead?
I think they really need the win. I am a little surprised considering we have more action tonight. You never know what kind of game that could be. And if he goes 2 innings, he's probably not going to be available in that one, regardless of what the situation might be. But they want to even the series. You'll see it from time to time. Fastball is going to miss out. Bryant has worked it full. Plus, you never know the last time Strecker was able to appear in a game. He might need the work.
Oh yeah, there's all that little stuff that we don't know. Easy to question. Really going to the closer for a 2-inning save when you're up in a not even a save situation?
3-2s bounce to first. This was a fair baseball. Alex Murphy scooping it up and stepping on the base in one motion. Retires Bryant for out number 2. Connor Crane to the plate with 2 outs. Everything's just kind of fallen flat here at UC Health Stadium. Not much buzz in the crowd anymore, a lot of silence.
Yeah, that 3-run homer by Baroa in the 8th did take the wind out of a lot of people's sails. That took a 2-1 game to a 5-1 game. And that, you talk about record when trailing after 7 or after 8. When you're down 4, that makes it tough.
Fastball, first pitch swing, and a ground ball to short. Misplayed, but on the bare hand, the recovery made by the shortstop. Tremendous play by Ryan Cox, who's had a great day at the yard. He got the out at first base in plenty of time. And the Freedom down quietly facing Strecker in the 8th. We move to the 9th in a 4-run game. Washington back to the plate, leading 5-1 on the Freedom Broadcasting Network.
Who did the Florence Freedom turn to when it was time to upgrade their scoreboard? Atlantic Sign Company. Through their branding expertise, innovation, and passion, Atlantic Sign Company will help you identify your business to your customers in a way that will exceed your expectations. From concept to the completion, their team will be with you every step of the way. Your sign represents you, your company, and your brand. So go where the Florence Freedom went for their scoreboard. Atlantic Sign Company.
Have you ever wondered what heaven tastes like? Today at the ballpark, we are giving you the opportunity to do just that. To delight your taste buds, we present Curd Town deep-fried cheese curds. These golden crispy morsels, with their gooey cheesy center, are the tasty treat that have all of the angels singing. After trying our delicious cheese curds, we can't promise you a halo, but we do guarantee a joyful stomach and a cheesy smile.
Today's game is sponsored in part by Clark Dietrich Building Systems, a military-friendly employer. Clark Dietrich offers a comprehensive lineup of steel construction products and services across the United States and abroad. Using cold-formed steel, we manufacture innovative products for interior framing and finishing, exterior framing, floor and roof framing, as well as clips, connectors, metal lath, barrier mesh, and accessories. For more information, visit our website at www.clarkdietrich.com.
Toeing the rubber in search of 3 outs in the 9th will be the newly signed right-hander Cameron Viege, just his second appearance. The Freedom have had a lot of roster turnover of late. This is one of the newcomers, signed on the same day that Trevor Crayport and Kenny Meimersdorf suited up for the Freedom earlier this week when the Gateway Grizzlies were in town. Right-hander Viege stands at 6'4", 190 pounds. Has made one appearance, as I mentioned. It did not go as well as he planned in his Freedom debut. He walked the bases loaded in Game 2, the finale, with the Gateway Grizzlies. The Freedom would end up getting out of that inning unscathed. But Viege out there in search of confidence in this 5-1 game. The Washington Wild Things lead and are trying to add to in what could be their final at-bat of Game 1. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Wild Things. That starts with Cody Erickson as a breaking ball. Check that fastball. Misses down and away. Looked like that had some cut to it. But it was off the plate. Now the 1-0 to Erickson. Fastball, that's a little off the outer third. 2-0. He's working on the first base side of the rubber, always from the stretch, as most relievers, at least with the Freedom, are. Fastball's off the plate, 3 straight. Wide of the mark. And oh no, you just don't want it to start to become a mental thing for Vij. He walked 3 guys before getting removed from the game against Gateway, and now he immediately falls behind 3-0 to Cody Erickson. 3-0, that'll do. 2-seam fastballs on the inside corner for a called strike. Righty sets. 3-1 delivery. Got it in on the hand. It's chopped foul. Disappearing in the Wild Things third base dugout for strike 2. Now a full count with Erickson. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody. Game 1 of 2 today here in sunny Florence, Kentucky. Payoff, ball 4. Erickson will take his base to start the 9th. And brings up Cameron Baronic, the 8-hole man. Nobody out, and a runner at first.
Yeah, Aaron, a couple nights ago, it was the 6th inning that Dennis Pelfrey went to Cameron Vij to come in after the first 2 hitters were retired by Hayden Wheeler. Vij came in and promptly walked the bases loaded.
First pitch swinging, big time drive, way out to right field. Cameron Baronic has his 2nd homer of the series. More run scoring on homers for the Wild Things. And this is just overkill. 7-1 game.
Yeah, that was a bomb into the Freedom bullpen in right field. Like we said earlier, the ball's carrying to that part of the ballpark today with the wind. And make no mistake about it, that shot by Baronic would have got out of here, wind or no wind. And the beat goes on. 2 more runs scored via the home run. Every run they've scored in this series has been via the homer. 2 3-run homers and 3 2-run homers so far in the series.
Drew Binney in the box and ahead in the count 1-0 as Vij missed out with a fastball.
But what the point I was making earlier, after Dennis Pelfrey saw 3 straight walks the other night, he went out and made the pitching change. This is Vij's first appearance since then, and another walk to make it 4 straight walks and then a 2-run homer. So definitely a rough start.
Yeah, you just got to take a deep breath, relax a little bit. It was mop-up duty he came in to begin with in a 5-1 game. Just trying to keep him right there. Clearly the old search for confidence, go out there, have some success. Just has to keep his chin up.
Yeah, and I think it was a smart move by Dennis to put him out there in this spot. I mean, the game was already 5-1, so it's not a highly leveraged or a stressful situation. Just let him get a little confidence.
2-0 fastball swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike to Binney.
Certainly has the velocity.
No doubt. Played his college ball at Texas Wesleyan, a powerhouse at the NAIA level. 2-1 pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike. Now he's settling down. Looking for the first out here in the 9th. Righty sets at his belt, sees Pritchard set up in. Pitch on the way, just off the outside corner. Missed his spot and doesn't get the call. 3-2 to Drew Binney. I know you've mentioned it time and time again already, the homers for Washington plating all their runs in this series. 3-2, sprayed foul out of play. Another payoff pitch will be upcoming. But it's not as though they scored 2 runs last night. They've got 4 runs. It was 5 runs last night on homers, 7 runs a day on homers.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a lot of runs and a lot of homers. This is a very dangerous offense. Showing it today. 3-2 pitch, a hair off the plate. Vij is not going to get the call. Ball 4. Another walk. This one to Drew Binney and back to the top of the order. Still nobody out in the ninth.
Yeah, it's crazy how the script has flipped from last night to tonight. Last night it was the Freedom of all the runs and the great pitching performance, and here today all these home runs for Washington, and the Freedom sitting here at 1 run. So literally similar ball games with each team taking turns playing the other team's
Hard
brand.
ground ball to first, fielded by Crane. He steps on first, goes to second. The tag applied by Pintor, a double play. That'll help. 2 outs now and nobody on. For J.R. Davis, Ryan Cox, the leadoff man, went up there hacking at the first pitch fastball. Seen a lot of guys go up there and be patient as Vij has been wild. Cox, the element of surprise, the early swing, thinking he had a good shot at a fastball down the gut. Hit it hard, but right at Crane. 2-hole man J.R. Davis behind 0-1 as Vij finds the inside edge.
Yeah, sometimes, Aaron, when the first baseman fields a ground ball when there's a runner on first, you have to decide, do I throw to second or do I step on first and get the out? Crane was standing right on the bag when he fielded the ground ball, so it made it an easy decision is to touch the base and fire down for the 1-6 put out. Or, no, I'm sorry, 3-6 put out.
Vij deals an 0-2. It's a breaking ball. Slow chopper to Pintor at short. He comes in for it. Hose to first. In plenty of time. So Cameron Vij gets all 3 outs in the 9th inning, but he did walk a couple of guys. Surrendered a 2-run homer to Cameron Baronic as the Wild Things continue to flex their offensive muscle. In a 7-1 game, they lead, moving to the bottom of the 9th. Freedom have 3 outs to find 6 runs. Or this one belongs to the Wild Things on the Freedom Broadcasting Network. Are you craving the crispiness of Donato's pizza and the creaminess of Witt's custard? Visit a one-stop shop for both cravings in Independence, Kentucky. Haven't had the chance to try Witt's yet? Well, you're in luck. Stop by the First Baseline concessions and get a scoop of made fresh daily Witt's custard today. Donato's Pizza and Witt's Custard of Independence are proud supporters of Tasty Za, delicious desserts, and Florence Freedom Baseball.
Florence Freedom fans, Walt Kelsey here for Kelsey Chevrolet on Route 50 in Lawrenceburg. Proud sponsor of your Florence Freedom. We're just 15 minutes from Florence. Take 275 west to the Lawrenceburg exit. We can handle all your automotive needs. Sales, service, parts, and body shop. We are family owned and operated, and we offer a fresh approach. We'll treat you like family. Find new roads at kelseychev.com.
We're Kelsey Chevrolet, from our family to yours.
Chris Collinsworth here. Western and Southern can help you translate your financial needs. Start with a free, no-obligation insurance checkup. It doesn't take long, and it's a great way to find out how to protect your family's future. Talk to a financial translator today.
Call our Northern Kentucky office at 859-426-3300. That's 859-426-3300 for your free, no-obligation review.
Compensated endorser, Western and Southern Financial Group, Cincinnati, Ohio, R5-1307.
Back to the top for the Freedom. They've got some work to do. They trail the Washington Wild Things 7-1. And have 3 outs to play with as we move into the bottom of the 9th. Aaron Brody alongside my dad, Troy Brody, as Zach Strecker is back out for more. The usual Wild Things closer getting 2 innings of work today. And an early swing and miss from Pugh has him on the right side of an 0-1 count. Quick sign. Strecker deals 0-1, hit hard towards right field, played on a backhand at first by Murphy. Glove flip over to the pitcher covering, and Strecker. And in the nick of time, all of the last 3 at-bats for Brandon Pugh have involved the first baseman flipping to the pitcher. And in the other 2, Brandon beat it. This time, the Wild Things get him for out number 1.
Yeah, he went to the well one too many times there, right? Not this time. Say the Wild Things on that one.
Caleb Lopez in the box. First pitch to him, a good one. Fastball on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Line drive over the glove of Ryan Cox at short and into left field. Lopez has another multi-hit game. In a zone offensively is the Freedom two-hole man. Smacks the hand of Drew Martinez, the hitting coach, as he steps back on first base with a one-out single that brings up Trevor Crayport.
Yeah, that's a 2-for-2 day for Lopez. He singled in the first, walked in the second, walked in the fifth, reached on catcher's interference, which I believe would be no plate appearance on that. And then singling here in the ninth.
First pitch was up in the zone to Crayport. Able to lay off. He's ahead 1-0. A swing and a floater lands in the first base seats for a foul ball.
Although another example there of the little things of baseball that test your memory. So catcher's interference, technically an error. So you wonder if the hitter is 0 for 1 when you reach on catcher's interference or if it's no plate appearance.
High chopper to second, placing the tag on the runner is J.R. Davis. That's one out. On to first base, but not in time there. Crayport through the bag. Lopez still standing at second base, having a discussion with Ben Levin, who called him out on the tag by J.R. Davis, who tried to make the quick tag to help his shot at the double play, but Crayport ran too well and stands at first. But the Freedom are down to their last out in a 7-1 game. It's Ricky Ramirez Jr. with the pressure on his shoulders. Strecker leans in for the sign, gets the one he wants. First pitch on the way to Ricky, a fastball hits the mitt on the outer half, 0-1. To the cleanup man. Fastball's down in the dirt on pitch number 2. Ramirez works it even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, grounded to third, played on an in-between hop on the backhand. Nice play over there at third base. Low throw on to first, but in time. And the Wild Things get the victory. Shane Hughes doing it all today. His swing of the bat, the one the Wild Things needed, and a nice play at third there ends the ball game. A 6-run victory for Washington, a 6-run loss for the Freedom. Bragging rights on the line in Game 2. That'll be coming up at 6:05 later tonight. More baseball in Florence, Kentucky coming right up on the Freedom Broadcasting Network. But first, an abbreviated postgame show when we come back at UC Health Stadium.
It's not just a truck. It's a way of life. It's who you are. It's proud, free, wild. It's a brotherhood. The Brotherhood of Tacoma. For over 50 years, Toyota has built the best, most durable, go anywhere, do anything trucks money can buy. That's the Toyota Tacoma. The truck that feels like it was built for you, because it is. Built in the USA. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Find out more at your Toyota dealer or buy at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Bored? Looking for something different and exciting to do? Come to Full Throttle Indoor Karting and experience pure racing exhilaration. 40 miles per hour on huge indoor tracks. That'll do it. Full Throttle Indoor Karting has something for almost everyone. Check it out at GoFullThrottle.com. Come alone or bring your friends. With 2 locations, Springdale near Dave & Buster's and Florence just off the Turfway exit. We're close by. Full Throttle Indoor Karting. GoFullThrottle.com.
Right now at Fazoli's, get the $5 lunch. Pick 2 Fazoli's favorites, like our fettuccine Alfredo and a side Caesar salad. Or get lasagna with meat sauce and a slice of pepperoni pizza, plus a drink, all for $5. That's right, just $5. Choose from over 450 tasty combinations and get our unlimited signature garlic breadsticks when you dine in. Make plans to enjoy the $5 lunch at Fazoli's today. Fazoli's, life is better with breadsticks. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.
A disappointing defeat for the Florence Freedom in Game 2 of this weekend 4-game series with the Washington Wild Things. Your final score, 7-1. Taking the win in this one, the lefty Nick Wegman, who had good stuff, he improves to .500 on the season, now at 5-5. The winning line for Wegman today, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 1 run it was earned. He walked 4 and struck out 5. Another tough luck loss for the Freedom right-hander Zach Spivey, who is still in search of his first pro victory, falls to 0-5 today. And to have a listen to this losing line. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. So another bitter pill to swallow for the right-hander Zach Spivey, who made the transition from the college game to the pro game this year out of Weber International. And Dad, to bring you in, Troy Brody, my partner this weekend in Florence. Man, that's tough. The kid had a 2.76 ERA going into his performance today. That ERA is going to go down, but his losses are going to go up.
Yeah, we talked about it going into the game. With his ERA under 3, you got a good shot to win this game, especially the way Florence hit the ball last night. You felt like it was going to be one of those nights that the Freedom had some momentum last night. It was going to carry over, but what actually carried over, and we talked about it in the pregame, you wondered if those 2 home runs that Washington hit last night in the 9th inning was going to give him a little spark, a little boost, and carry over to today. And boy, did it ever today have a carryover effect. We talked about how the script was flipped, and today it was Washington with all the runs and all the scoring and a great pitching performance. So going into Game 3, it's one side apiece, and we'll see what to expect in Game 3. Anybody's guess.
Anybody's guess. The Freedom dominated last night. The Wild Things really were in control of this one. And the long ball, the big difference maker. 3 more home runs in this game for Washington. They had 2 last night, and still they've scored every run in this series. Now 12 runs in 2 games on homers, and that's such a tough pill to swallow, too, for the Freedom. You feel like you're in closely contested games, and then you talked about it during the broadcast, a 3-run shot. That's the quickest way to really change the direction of a game, and Washington had that working for him here in Game 2.
Yeah, you actually look at the hits, and it's pretty even, but all those runs on home runs, and we talked earlier, they're not solo shots. It's almost like, and I know they can't do this, but it's almost like, hey, we got 2 on, let's hit a home run. And,
right.
And
this is a good time for one.
This is a good time for one. Let's just go ahead and hit one here. And it's tough the way the Freedom manufacture runs. They don't have an offense that's going to put a ton of runs on the board anyway. It's going to be tough for them to win when they give up 7 runs and a team comes in here and plays long ball on them.
Washington was tied for first in all of the Frontier League in homers entering play today with 61, hitting 3 in this game. They will be alone in first when they lace them up ahead of the nightcap tonight with the Freedom. The final numbers on this one. This game was played in 2 hours and 40 minutes from 12:07 to 2:47. Your game time temperatures 82 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Another beautiful day for baseball. Hopefully, will be a beautiful evening for more baseball at 6:05. Our broadcast will start at 5:50 for that one. No other day games going on around the Frontier League today, so we will not have our customary look around the Frontier League scoreboard, at least in terms of giving you scores. I will go ahead and let you know all the games that are in action tonight to look forward to. We'll have the look at the scoreboard and the scores that will follow during the game and after the game in tonight's nightcap. But you will have a big West Division affair to pay attention to. The River City Rascals are hot in the West. They're in 3rd place right now, 4 games back of the Freedom, and they're taking on the top team in the East Division, Lake Erie, in Game 2. River City's already up 1-0 in that series with the Crushers, that being played at Springer Stadium in Avon, Ohio, home of Lake Erie. The Evansville Otters and Southern Illinois Miners will give it a go at 6:35 tonight. Evansville, the home team in that one, but like Lake Erie, they are down in the series 1-0. Southern last night, a 9-3 victory to push them to the brink of a series victory here in Game 2 today. So Southern Illinois, Evansville get started at 6:35. River City and Lake Erie get started at 6:05. And then a couple other games. The Schaumburg Boomers, Joliet Slammers, they'll give it a go at 6:05. That's an all East Division affair. Schaumburg and Lake Erie tied for the top spot in the East. So keep an eye on that as you're looking around to see all the playoff teams, kind of the playoff picture. Schaumburg's certainly in the thick of it, and they're taking on the last-place team in the East, but down in that series, 1-0 to the Slammers. That one being played in the home ballpark of Joliet at DuPage Medical Group Field. Again, 6:05 first pitch on that one. The only other game to report, the final game, it's the Gateway Grizzlies on the road in Crestwood, Illinois, taking on the Windy City Thunderbolts. So another series that boasts interleague play. Gateway up 1-0 over Windy City, and that one, they will get started tonight at 6:05 at Ozinga Field, home of the Thunderbolts. That's all for now. We'll see you again at 5:50 when the broadcast and pregame show launches ahead of the nightcap in game number 3 between the Freedom and Wild Things here this evening. Aaron Brody and Troy Brody will be back with you for that one. We're only getting started in Florence, Kentucky. Even series, 1 game apiece, bragging rights on the line in the nightcap tonight.